Shitter's full.
Shitter's full. Well.
Well.
Hello, YouTubes. And as you know, if you're gonna get a filet mignon, and you're going thinking about getting it well, you might as well get it well.
What do we have here?
That's not the first time that I've had that happen. And every time that I've had it happen, they've been very happy, and that's what counts. This lady said afterwards, the server came back, and the woman said, that was done perfect. Let the chefs know. We had an old lady in. We had an older lady in one time a couple of years ago, and she was funny, man. She was just, real, like, I guess she's just like real energetic old lady, and she was telling the server how she wanted her hamburger, and he said, "How would you like it?" And she said, "Well done, really well done." She goes, "In fact, burn it to hell."
So where's the beef?
Yeah, it's just funny, tiny little old lady, like like some like 90-pound old lady. Burn it to hell. Oh, okay. Hello, YouTubes. Hello, everybody out there.
Lady. This
is one of 72 shows that are live right now, so we'll see what happens. It turns out everybody on YouTube is live at the same time. We're gonna break the YouTubes.
I'm in. Let's do it.
Let's do it. If anybody's show's gonna mess up the YouTubes, it'll be this one.
Stand by. I'll go live while we're at this.
Yeah, do it. Just go live
from the live stream.
Yeah, there you go. Just go live and put your phone in your pocket or something. No big deal.
I heard you like live streams.
Yeah, dog. What's up, dog? Poor conservative. He said, I didn't know anyone else had a show this late besides me. Guess that's what happens when you stop watching most of them. Yeah, we do pretty good here. We did. G used to have a van chat on Sunday nights until I started doing a show regularly late. So I think he's laying the bitch slap to me tonight by going live. I know he stole my chicken. He's got my damn chicken over there held hostage.
I don't think he's live anymore.
No, he's not.
Man, Gary left my show to go over there.
Yeah, that son of a bitch, Gary.
Sorry, unless he's get all the slots filled up, he won't be able to get in.
Yeah.
He'll just run around like a chicken with his head cut off.
Damn chicken. He's like a Gary with his head cut off. I don't know, bouncing around everybody's chats, trying to be cool. Look at me, I'm famous. It's the most famous chicken I know. That's for sure.
Well, there's Chicken Boo, from Animaniacs.
That's a cartoon, bro. It's not a real person.
No, he's still a chicken.
That's a little known fact. Animaniacs were real.
And then there's Gonzo's chicken. What was her name? Camilla
the chicken. Yeah.
Ronald Harris.
Again, that's a puppet. That's a puppet. Now I know in West Virginia maybe these are real things, but
it's still a chicken. It might be a puppet, but it's still a chicken.
Okay. The poor conservative says you are usually entertaining, except when the guys keep saying diet beef soda.
What's he got against diet beef soda?
I don't know.
He must work at Dick's.
That's my biggest diet beef soda is my biggest sponsor. They give me exactly $0 every month. Big money. I'm in the pocket of big beef soda.
Sarge, you said that there on the YouTube side. What about cow and chicken? We can't have cow and chicken because Gary ain't here. We got the cow. We don't got the chicken.
No, I'm talking about the
I know what you're
cartoon.
talking about the cartoon on Cartoon Network.
Moo and Gizzard could have a fight to the death, and whoever loses, we could just eat them.
No, we will rule the world. Cow and chicken.
Nope.
I just want to say that once Gizzard gets in here, we have all three of the main food groups.
What's the other one?
Pork.
Put it on video.
Somebody's not laughing.
Look at that face.
He's not laughing.
His mustache is frowning.
Come on, Sarge. Turn that mustache frown upside down.
Hey, mustache, what's up?
Might be
ask you a question.
That's it. You're going away to your grave.
Well, you say, "Oh, it'd be a great time to rob a bank with you all here."
Put the evidence in the car.
Put the evidence in the car.
I'd like to
Put the
one
evidence in the
time
back seat.
run into Walmart to grab something and someone not go, "It wasn't me."
All right.
Really?
Good.
I've-
Lord.
Really?
I've said he went that way because when I leave work a lot, being where the restaurant is, a lot of times there'll be cops because all the young kids out running around, the younger people drinking and stuff. So yeah, I know a lot of the cops by sight. I see I see them a lot.
No cops by smell.
Yeah, I'll walk past him. He went that way. I'm like, what? No, nothing. Mad Sexy 45 ACP 22 long rifle 5.56 NATO 7.62 by
Jesus Christ.
44R. Okay, now we got that out of the way. Gun Snob's back and gone and back and gone about 100 times already.
And was lost and kicked me out. But I saw a rare sighting.
Oh yeah. Great story, Hansel.
That's a real great story.
That story?
He was being very patriotic today.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, why does he have one wing up? Is that him trying to give people hugs or?
Probably.
It looks like if you're looking from the one direction, he's trying to shield your eyes from him jacking it.
Only obnoxious.
And you're standing on the left.
Yeah,
it looks like he's trying to hide himself.
I'm gonna do some Photoshop work with this, and then
You know what he's doing. You ever see in the old time movies when there's somebody trying to steal sell stolen merchandise?
Selling
They'll,
some watches.
They'll lift up with their jacket. There'll be a bunch of watches under there. That's what, that's what he's doing. He's trying to sell you some hot.
I got chicken
hot
fingers. I
merchandise.
got chicken legs.
whenever I was a
tenders.
kid, whenever I was a kid and went to Mexico, there was someone on the side of the street that opened their coat and had fake Oakley sunglasses in both sides.
Nice. That's what you need to do. You need to take that and Photoshop some. You need to Photoshop a chicken wing under there, a chicken nugget, a chicken tender, a little chicken patty,
Steak. Some drumstick.
yeah, and a bottle of ketchup or a bottle of ranch dressing.
Yeah. How about ranch dressing soda? Will that work?
Mm-hmm.
I found that video clip we were looking for.
Oh yeah.
Who was it?
You just have to say. You'd never guess who it was.
It won't play. You won't be able to hear the sound if I play it. So
Where's Gary when we need him?
I don't know. My chicken's still going. He's probably buttering G up for something.
He's getting that. He's getting unsnuffed.
Unsnuffed. Yeah.
Unlike the other guy.
Did you see what Roll Call commented on Instagram?
No.
I saw he did a post.
A cook, a cow, a cop, a snob, blind guy, orange lover, and an EOR.
Oh, that's not how you spell Eeyore, but okay, so Eeyore.
He did not spell Eeyore.
It's kind of like Ior.
Yeah.
Well, he's from Chicago. You gotta give him a break. That's phonetics.
Yeah. Hooked on phonics worked for me.
Ain't that right, George?
Wife's out there. Everybody look presentable.
That's why I got the avatar up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Why do we?
I don't know. Why do we?
You're great at getting 2 words out, 3 words out, and then it just dumps out.
So apparently Armament Nexus is hanging out at Snob's house now.
Yeah. Where
did he go?
Who knows?
You got tired of our nonsense. He said he's a serious dude and he's not all about this nonsense shit. He's out of here.
He's enjoying his Samuel Adams Utopia shots.
Yeah. Let's say he just wants to go find some of that.
It's too crowded with this mustache in here. So. It's all that.
With both of them.
All that mustache.
Yeah, you don't want their stashes to get hooked together like a chunk of Velcro.
Sorry,
I don't know why everybody's talking about it. I shaved it yesterday. It's gone.
That's his 5 o'clock mustache right there.
No, it's gone.
It's like a werewolf movie.
It's
You got
actually
something.
photoshopped in.
Nice. All right. So let's who the hell who the hell are all these people here? Moo, what's going on?
Not much, man. Just got home from vacation. Spent 10 days up north of the cabin with my
No,
dad.
I don't want to hear that shit. I can't have a vacation, so I don't want to hear you talk about yours.
Shot
Next.
thousands of rounds at the range with my dad and a bunch of my relatives.
You shot at them? That's pretty.
You guys say
screwed
with
up,
or
man.
at?
Yeah,
Wow,
I
that's-
couldn't hit them. I was like night strikes relatives.
Roll calls 219 says yank that guy's udders. That's cool, man. So where were you at? Were you on? You have a cabin, right? Were you up there, or did you guys go away somewhere?
Well, Mom passed away, but Mom and Dad has a cabin up east of Grayling, Michigan, and our friend has 140 acres
Awesome.
just east of there that we set up tannerite and all kinds of stuff, and we had a blast, man.
Yeah. My couple of years ago, when tannerite started becoming common, you could buy it here and there. My uncle bought a bunch of it, and they set one off up at our camp. I wasn't there, but people still talk about it. Apparently, it was epic.
I was going to put a
Everyone's-
video on
Yeah.
Instagram, but it took me 5 shots to hit the son of a bitch at 30 yards. So I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah. Well, you can just edit it. You could always edit it.
I'm too lazy.
Yeah. Just edit it poorly, have it explode before you pull the trigger or something like that. That'd be really cool.
That'd be about with the other YouTube channels. Yeah.
Yeah. Obnoxious one. What's going on there, Meatwad?
How you doing? I'm just enjoying the steak here.
That's right.
It's done perfectly.
It's burnt to hell.
Burn it to hell.
She said it with pizzazz, though. She was a feisty old lady. She was awesome. Now, burn it to hell. I'm like, whoa. Okay. You got a little ketchup on that. You'll be good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it'll be good.
We'll fix it up for you.
Be all right.
Yeah, we'll fix it all up. Patriot in the dark. What's happening, homie G?
Hey, glad to be here. Enjoying the second of the month. Had a reunion this weekend.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You making any progress on grips for that new bang stick you got there?
Well, the Colt I'm still waiting for. I did swap out grips on the P238, the Equinox.
Mm-hmm.
It's just there were wood grips, and I don't know. It's hard to get the same grip on it every time. Pulling from the holster just with that, the small, because I don't like the extended mag on it. I just like the little stubby. Okay. And so that little 2-finger hold grip, I don't know how it looks, but it's black rubber, so it kind of fits.
The wife, she has the Sig 938, all blacked out with the Hogue grips and the extended mags. And that is a really good feeling pistol for as small as it is. I haven't shot it. She shot it. Obviously, she shot it and really likes it. I've fooled around with it a little bit. I've cleaned it and taken it apart and stuff like that. But I was really surprised when I got it in my hands how good it felt for such a small little piece.
And these aren't really sticky, because some of those Hogue just feel they're too mushy, like memory foam kind of thing. These are a nice. I don't know. Sounds fine for your chat, but harder rubber. It's gonna whatever. But if anyone knows of anyone that makes either the Colt Compact 1911 grips in the black rubber with Eagle Globe and anchors on there, or the one for that Sig, Because if I could find black grips with the silver EGA, that would be the best. But
yeah, there was
can't
some.
be picky.
I'll get back on it. I'll take a look and see.
So if anybody knows, just you can email me. God bless you.
I think Moo just
Sorry.
exploded himself.
I must be allergic to bullshit.
There's hamburger everywhere. He blew up.
It's utterly.
I saw when I was looking through grips, Patriot, I found a set that was pretty cool. I actually sent a picture of it, a screenshot of it to my wife and my aunt and my uncle. It was for a full size 1911, but it had the Marine First Marine Division Guadalcanal patch insignia cut into it, engraved in it. And it was just really simple wooden, like slab side looking grips. It didn't have the checkering on it and stuff, which I actually think it would have looked nicer. If it had some checkering to it, it would have made it a little more, a little fancier, but it was pretty cool. So I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe picking up a set, even though I don't have a 1911, just to have them. I think it would be really cool to have. And then that way, if I ever get a 1911, I don't have to, if I would never be able to find them or something, I'd be like, oh, that'd be a bummer. Cause I think that would be really cool to have.
That's one of the things with those. They come and then they go so fast because there are a lot of people make them. So you can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they were like, I think that would be really cool to have.
Thanks, Knob.
This guy just doesn't. I mean,
sorry,
he doesn't respect.
Just
does not respect the professionalness of this show.
You did get 2 words in though.
I know.
Oh yeah. Oh, almost. Nice try.
1.5.
Nice try.
Plug the internet and plug it back in to get it to work.
You can do it, buddy. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
You got to keep your feet up in the water.
9.
Pick your feet up.
Open the door a little bit more. Let that internet flow. You're all right.
Turn a fan on, for God's sake.
Yeah, anyway.
Blow the internet around the room.
Jesus. They make liquid internet. You can just pour it into like a humidifier and turn it on, and it just mists that internet all over the place. It works really good.
Is that light still flashing?
Yeah. Can you hear me now? Rich, what's going on?
I don't know. Let's see. We talked about beer a lot on my show earlier.
That's the word on the street.
Yeah. Expensive beer too. But, let's see. Oh, I finally got the grip I've been saying I was going to get for my Mossberg order. It's going to take 2 months because of their back order. But
cool.
Yeah.
Now that's a piston. So you have. Didn't you say that was one that was like a AR grip?
Yeah, it is an AR grip. It's an aluminum frame that has wood scales on it.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, I remember you talking about that. Yeah, you started talking about that a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
I think you showed pictures of it or something like that.
Yeah, it came to like $138 sort of thing.
Holy smokes!
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Freaking! I had no idea I was in a chat with such money, such highfalutin people.
No. Rupan's not here. You didn't hear what he was paying for his Steyr AUG thing that he's working on.
I don't know about you guys. I'm gonna hit you all up for a loan. I don't know. They're talking about flaming hot Cheetos. Flaming hot Cheetos out there.
Why did it take so long to buy the damn thing? It took this long to save up to get it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, sometimes you gotta just bite the bullet and get what you know you're gonna be happy with for a long time.
Yeah.
You end up buying something cheap, like, I'll just get this because it's cheaper, and 6 months down the road you're looking at it and you're like, oh shit.
Well, anything that's wood for an AR is going to cost you. None of that stuff's cheap.
Yeah. I know super cool, the Turnbull edition stuff with case hardened receiver and I guess I don't know if it's walnut or cherry wood. Furniture is sharp looking, super neat, real high lacquer, like it's a real shiny lacquer on the wood. Really nice.
I thought that LC9 was real sharp. Didn't you, Obnoxious?
Yeah, the LC9 was smoking hot. Are you talking about the Turnbull Winchesters? I think they were.
No, the ARs.
Oh, they did ARs?
Yeah, they were. I forget how much they were. They were quite a bit of money. Yeah, Turnbull's got their fingers in a lot of stuff. There's been a bunch of things that I've looked at that I've noticed because that kind of different stuff catches my eye lately. The case hardening and some of the high gloss wood and stuff with grips and some of the furnitures. And Turnbull's been doing a lot of cool stuff over the past year. A lot of people have had them sort of collaborating with them. It's pretty neat. Oh, Sarge, what's going on with you?
Nothing. Just got home from work a little bit ago. Finally.
Mm-hmm.
Long day.
I like that C4 hat. I like that color.
But I'm off tomorrow, so I think we're going to go for a hike.
Oh, cool. Snob, in 3 words or less, what's up? All right. Excellent. Thanks. All right.
That was the most interesting story I think I've heard Snob tell.
Uh-huh. Glimtech, I forgot to send you an invite. I have, for some reason, because your email never comes up on my...
Some of them are weird. Some of them just won't save like that.
Right, yeah.
I've got a couple that I can't ever find.
Yeah, it is really weird. I have to do it on my phone real quick. Snob, go ahead. Now you're back.
I won't be back, but for like half a second. So when I drop again, I'm giving up. But what are we doing?
Huh?
See, I give up. I'm rage quitting.
Okay.
My internet is apparently sucking tonight, even though it says it's running 9.4.
Have you tried turning it off and back on again?
Yeah, I did that for like 20 minutes. So I give up. I'm just going to bed.
All right,
Thanks
buddy.
for the invite.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll get my wife up on the pole to crank it tomorrow.
Well, I mean, hey,
I don't know about that one.
good for you.
The telephone pole and the internet. My God.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's 2 of you now. That's interesting.
How the heck is there 2 of me?
There is.
I see this.
Every time you turn it off, it's just going to pop back in now.
Yeah, that's different. Hey, Travis P11. Let me see Glimtech's email here. I have no idea why it never. And what's funny is it won't autofill it until I actually get the .com done. And then all of a sudden underneath it, it says it's like a suggested email address. I'm like, well, no shit, because I just typed that whole thing.
What if you use it a couple times? I wonder if it'll start coming up earlier.
I've sent him emails at least 4 or 5 times. I'll send him like 12 emails in a row here after the show just to see if it starts to autofill it next week. Travis P11, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, not much, man. I'm finally home.
Cool.
What am I missing tonight? What's the topic, dude? What's going on?
I don't have a whole lot of topics. We'll talk a little bit here, and then I actually wanted to. We got Every Second Matters today, right?
Oh, of course, yes.
And then what I wanted to do is I don't do this a whole lot on the show. Was pull up the gun feed and sort of go through some headlines and see what's happening in the gun news.
Yeah, that works for me, man.
Yeah, I was talking about doing it last week, and we ended up not.
Okay.
So I figured, it'd be fun to just see what pops up over there on headlines. So, what's going on with you?
Not a whole lot, man. Just on the road the whole weekend. You know, the wife's out of town, so we had to take some stuff to her and spent some time with family and did a few things here at the house. And finally, I got some free time for now.
Very cool.
Yeah. Not just
absolutely.
stay busy as usual.
Yeah,
Still,
we were up.
what's that?
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm still kind of contemplating which 1911 to go with. It's gonna take me a little while. Funds wise, I'll get there maybe in about a month or so. I'll order it, but I'm kind of torn between the Ruger SR 1911 and something from SIG. I like the SIGs. The only problem I have with the SIG Sauer 1911s is they don't make a non-California compliant brushed stainless model, which is what I really want.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make anything like that in 45 ACP. They got their target model like in 38 Super and 40 and 9. But I just want just a standard kind of low matte finish, low sheen, you know, stainless steel, nickel finish, whatever you want to call it, with like wood grips on it and stuff. And I don't know, man, the Ruger, God, everything I've seen and read and looked at, it looks like it's a pretty decent build. I mean, they put a lot into it.
Ape has a Ruger 1911. I think Gary, I think Gizzard's most recent, maybe it's not most recent, but I think he has a Ruger 1911 too.
Yeah.
He also has a Taurus too. His Taurus was one of the first pistols I think he bought.
Yeah, they're not bad. I mean, you know, you can say what you want about the Ruger prices and everything, but they run around $750. They're not a cheap 1911. I mean, I know I can go Rock Island and, you know, and I really do like that SIG Tac Ops in 10 millimeter. Mm-hmm. Those are everywhere I'm looking. They're about 1,049, but I'd rather just go 45. I've had a 45 1911 before. I had just the basic GI model, the Rock Island, but I want to go with something that's got adjustable sights and, you know, or not adjustable, but 3-dot sights or a better sight system than just the basic GI setup. So
yeah,
it's kind of where I'm at right now with it.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apes is 10 millimeter, I believe. He has that Ruger SR in 10 millimeter.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Quimtex, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. How about you guys?
Same old shit.
I hear you. Yes, Sarge, I got your package. Thank you very much. I love those patches.
Thank you.
I'm going to send you over a message here and try this one and see maybe if this one will, maybe if this email address will stick for you. Try my Gmail address. Maybe that one might hold up for you.
Things just got pickly. We're in a pickle.
Uh-oh.
What's going on, Pickle? What's going on, Calaveras? How's it going?
Oh, not much. Just, beautiful Sunday evening out here on the West Coast. Nice, warm and dry.
Mm-hmm. We haven't had rain like a lot of other people have.
But we've got slammed with rain. We got 4 inches.
We've had it on and off, but it's not as bad as a lot of other people. I mean, just enough to kind of mess up your day if you're doing something with the family or whatever, you know?
Yeah, I was kind of glad that we had a dry weekend.
Yeah.
I still had to reload 15 30-round mags, though, Cavalier.
Well, that means you shot them. No, that's fun. You can't shoot them unless you load them. Everybody got there. Yeah, Poor Conservative says we've had enough for me too. They've had enough for us too. Yeah, it seems like it. Everybody got their. Anybody else have their patch on a wall on a panel yet? Sarge, you have one set up, right? Yeah.
I put them all on there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Plus a couple extras.
Mine's
I don't see him in the chat tonight, but I know Gizzard has his up.
Yeah, I can't remember how big my panel is. My panel is. I think it's 14 by 14, and they fit on there really nice. They kind of got them spread out on there.
Oh, you got the Kool-Aid one.
Yeah, that's all of them. They got all of them. But
that was cool.
I think it's a 14 by 14 frame, and they fit on there pretty nice. That's cool. Jorge, what's up? What's on there, Jorge? Pink says he's got the 1911, and the Baby Rock, all from Rock Island, all run flawlessly. Now my Sig 938 is ammo picky. I still am probably gonna end up, if I do a 1911, probably end up doing like a Rock Island or something inexpensive GI, and I'm really digging the idea of those marine grips. I think they'd look pretty sharp on that.
So the Rock Island guys, how's the finish wearing on those things? Are they decent?
I've heard people say that it's adequate. It's nothing to write home about, but it's just it's not like a great hard blue. It's not something like Sig would do or whatever. You know what I mean?
I got you. But for the price point, I wouldn't care about it. I was just wondering.
Oh, for sure.
It was like flaking off, because when I bought the Walther PPS when it first came out, the finish flaked off like frosted flakes.
Oh, really? That's how my 9mm, my Bursa 9 is. It's a nickel plated. That coating sucks. It's so brittle, and I didn't know what I was doing when I was, as far as cleaning it and stuff. I was using some cleaners on it that apparently, I found out after the fact, aren't great to use. Some of those real harsh solvents on nickel plating can eat up your finish. So I still want to get it bead blasted and just, either Cerakoted or even bead blasted and just polished or something would be kind of cool. The barrel on it's polished by the ejection port, because it was rubbing that rubbed off super early, and I had somebody just they took it down and took all the nickel off and polished it, so like a real shiny mirror, like a mirrored shine or whatever finish, and it's pretty cool looking. I think the whole gun would look pretty sharp like that. Pretty neat.
Yeah, that's for when I get a 1911. It's either going to be a straight GI, that probably Rock Island, or look, if that doesn't wear with a damn, look into probably getting like one of those heavy duty like Robar finishes or something.
Yeah, I mean it's for me, it's not anything I would ever really carry, so I'm not going to be putting a ton of wear on it. You know what I mean? It's not going to be in and out of a holster a whole lot and stuff like that. It's just I think it's just like everybody says, it's one of those guns that should be in your collection, and I agree with that. I think there's a few things that you should just, every gun guy should kind of have, and I think a 1911 is one of them. Yeah, and they don't all have to be $1,500, Kimbers or whatever.
Right, that's right. I'm looking at the $500 Rock Island GI 5-inch, just a straight, non-adjustable sights, bare bones, everything.
Yep.
They're good guns. They're not, the finish on them, I believe it's like an anodized. It's almost like your AR uppers. It's a really good coating. I
think it's Parkerized. I think it's just
Parkerized. Yeah. I always get the finishes all mixed up. Parkerized, anodized, whatever. It's not anodized.
Porkerized. Yeah. That's where you polish it. That's where you polish it down and you just rub it with a little bit of fat back. Get it all shiny.
There you go.
Do you have to brine it and smoke it for like 13 hours? Or?
No, that's crazy.
No, but you have to
just give it a belly rub.
I'm saying that would be the gun if for some reason the finish didn't hold up, that I would look to have it, have the hardcore finish put on it just for good measure. But honestly, I think the old, that GI model, and then you make your own grips to make the a modern version of the old Sweetheart grips, I think would look really cool.
Yep, I was actually going to bring that up too, because I saw some cool pictures of that, and see if you guys had ever seen that or heard of that term. It wasn't too long ago where I actually saw those for the first time and kind of learned about it. That's a really neat idea. The clear
nose art.
The clear Sweetheart grips, they called them Sweetheart grips. They were sold. Military guys would put a picture of their girlfriend or their wife or family or something underneath a set of clear grips, like clear polymer grips, so that you could see through the grips and see the picture. It was really, really neat.
Yeah, my guess is they probably stole glass out of some of the gliders that went down or downed airplanes or something to get that clear material.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. I didn't look it up enough to see what they were originally made out of. That makes sense. I mean,
I
there were
haven't
clear.
either, but just thinking about what they had available to them, on the battlefield.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I got a chance to shoot last week. We were up at camp.
Wait,
Huh?
you were at camp?
I was at camp. Yeah. We went up to my aunt and uncle and just went up and did some burgers and stuff like that. And my cousin brought up a couple of guns. I shot my AK, my AR, and he brought up his Ruger American in 6.5 Creedmoor. Travis, I know you're thinking about buying one of them, right?
Yeah, I've got the Mossberg Patriot in 6.5 right now. In fact, I'm hoping I can get it out this summer. I've got that Vortex Diamondback I strapped on the top of there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm ready to take it out now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were looking. I thought that was one of the ones you were talking about trying to pick up or something.
Yeah, the Patriot. You know what? I had such awful luck with accuracy with that center point scope that I had on the top that I decided just to wait and get a better optic for it and take it back out again.
Yeah,
because it wasn't grouping worth a damn. It wasn't even worth putting on video. So I thought, well, sorry.
Okay.
No, it's fine. I was just running the Remington. What the hell is it? Help me out here. Core locked. Yeah.
Core locked. Yeah.
I'm gonna take it out with some Hornady match and see what it can do, or some super performance, and really see what it can do.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of new rifles, have you gotten that 223 up and going yet there, Midnight?
Nope. And I actually, before the chat here tonight, I actually just did a quick little video putting on this scope rail. Put the scope rail on it. Real simple. I've never done it before, so it was, a little different, a little fun little video. I had a gift card to Bass Pro Shop, so went over and picked up a Leupold single piece rail to mount onto the top of it. Same as it's the same action as a Weatherby Vanguard. So they sell the Vanguard, so they have the Leupolds there. So yeah, we'll see. I got it all mounted on there, Loctited down, and hopefully, I'm thinking maybe next week if we get a chance to maybe go up to camp and shoot a little bit. I have a really super cheap scope that I used to have, that I had on my 8mm, which it's an AIM. I don't know if you know anything about AIM. They do a lot of knockoff-y kind of stuff, but it's a 2 to 7 power, so it's not super high powered. But I was going to throw that on there just to get it shooting and see, just to get it out. So we'll see. I will say the bolt on this has really smoothed out a lot just by sort of working it in the house and playing with it a little bit. The bolts, it's got a really nice smooth bolt on it. The trigger on my Savage is better than the trigger on this. That Accu trigger on the Savage is pretty awesome.
Oh, the Savage Accu trigger is great little trigger.
Yeah, and we like I said, my cousin brought up that Ruger American in the Creedmoor, which it's a nice rifle for sure, and for the price point, it's really nice. But the Savage trigger was better than that too. I can't really complain.
Right. Yeah, Ruger has a knockoff version of the Savage trigger, but I don't think they are quite as good.
Yeah, it's not quite as crisp. It broke really nice, and I will definitely not. I won't knock it at all. That's the first time I've shot one. I only took a couple shots, but I would definitely recommend the gun for somebody that's looking for a budget especially a hunting rifle. Boy, that's a great rifle. And he had a Vortex Crossfire 2 on top of that. It was 6 to 18 power. So it had a nice scope on there too.
If I may give one piece of advice on the Ruger Americans, I know I mentioned this to Travis when he got his. Watch the bolts on them, because how they cam inside in order to to cock because they cock as you open, not as you close. Sometimes it'll partially cock, and as you pull the bolt back, it comes on it basically uncocks itself because it didn't quite catch, and then you go to ram the next one home. The bottom of the mechanism catches the side of your receiver and actually pops the entire firing pin mechanism out of the back of the bolt. I mean, it's easy. You can click it back in with your hands, but it can happen. So it's just something to keep an eye out. And I've heard the 223s are worse at it than the larger calibers, but it's something to be cognizant of.
Yeah, I was just looking at one in 450 Bushmaster.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot they did that. That's a cool thumper. That's a cool rifle to have for sure.
I'm telling you guys, hands down though, 762 by 39. That thing, you can just shoot that damn thing all day.
Yeah,
it's designed to run steel case ammo. You got a hammer forged barrel. I mean, you got to break it in. It takes a few rounds to really smooth out the action. I got one of the first ones that was made, and it was pretty rough inside the receiver.
Oh yeah,
but yeah.
That bolt's my only issue with it. Everything else on it has been phenomenal. Yeah, when you first get them, the bolts sound like a zipper because of the machine marks, similar to how your Howa did.
Yeah.
Sit there and just put some oil on it and cycle it while you watch TV. Just tell your wife to put some earplugs in so you don't annoy the heck out of her.
And you can adjust the trigger on it too. You can take the trigger down, I think 3.5 to 5 pounds. The trigger's a little heavy out of the box. I think it's 4.5 because it can affect accuracy a little bit. So definitely, it's pretty easy to adjust the trigger too. Yeah. But you don't have a lot of options. If you want a 762 by 39 bolt action rifle for under $500, you don't have a lot of options out there.
Absolutely not. Yeah, and that's when a couple of years ago, I was like hardcore looking for one, and Remington made one. Somebody else made one.
He's got the 527, but it's a beautiful gun. But man, you get a couple extra mags and stuff, you're going to be $700 in before you know it.
Yeah,
I'd love to get one. But...
Yeah, CZ has that one, and then there was somebody else that made one.
There was a Zastava M77 or something like that.
It was a Zastava, and Remington worked with them too, and the Remington took the Zastava barreled action and put it into a nicer stock, and they called it a Remington. They stamped it Remington. I can't remember what the designation was of the Remington, but it was a lot nicer than the Zastava because it had a nicer stock. It was like a nice American looking, checkered stock. And the Zastava was they came unfinished. They were just sanded down wood. They didn't have a finish on them. And I looked a long time. I kept hitting up the internet to try and find one used at like a estate sale or something weird where like people normally wouldn't find them. I was like, well, maybe I'll find one, and just never really came across one. And just sort of gave up on it. And the Ruger Americans came out like last year or 2 years ago or something like that. But yeah, they're very, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, that's because I think the 762 by 39 came out in the Gen 2 version of the Ruger Americans, if I remember correctly, because that's and I believe only in the ranch rifle, which is the heavy barrel option. The mine is the 223, and I think it was the previous gen.
No. Well, and the barrel is only 16 inches on the ranch version. It is threaded, which is really nice. But I see Howa's got one also. They got a 762 by 39 mini action.
Yeah, it's the same. I think they do the same rifle as the one that I have, the 1500, and it's probably. I mean, it's probably just the same. Same rifle, just different caliber. Mad sexy, see you, guy. Misha N Misha N says 338 or 50 Beowulf in what?
338
AR?
Lapua versus 50 Beowulf.
That's not even a comparison.
Or
Yeah, I mean,
338
in a
we talking
pistol
about?
go.
Oh, see, look, I told you. See, everybody, I said if you start clucking, he'll show up. There he is.
All right, get somebody else on the panel.
Quick, somebody join. 338. We talking about 338 Lapua, 338 Win Mag, 338 Federal. I've been super curious about 338 Federal for years, and have never gone after it. But that's definitely one of those rifles that if you ever saw it out, for sale somewhere used, that would be a cool one to pick up too. It's a necked up 308.
That sounds like another hand load gun.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. It never took off, which is unfortunate because it's ballistically, and I mean when you look at it, it's really it's really cool. I mean, it'd be a hell of a hunting gun, 338 round. Misha N says AR platform, Lapua, or however you spell it, Lapua. Do they
make a 338 Lapua AR?
I think there's a bolt action, sort of like Safety Harbor Firearms does the bolt action 50.
Got it.
I think you can do a Lapua like that too.
Oh yeah, no, there's Noreen Firearms, DRD Tactical. I think there's semi-autos that are out there. I'm looking at them right now. Yeah, you type in 338 Lapua AR-15, you get a whole bunch of companies that now make them. Yeah, they make it, man. They make a 338. They make a AR in 4570. I mean, you can get them in anything anymore.
That 4570 has a proprietary cartridge though.
Oh, okay.
It's not the same 4570 that you would think of as in
lever action or whatnot.
Lever action, yeah.
It's like a 4570 rimless.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's for 338. To me, that's probably beyond 400 yards versus a 50 Beowulf is like under 200 is what I understand the ballistics of.
That Beowulf is a close quarters anti-material round, kind of.
Yeah, that was made to basically penetrate blocks on trucks that were running through checkpoints.
Security, yeah.
Honestly, that was the idea behind it, was to stop heavy vehicles that were coming through security points.
Absolutely.
And what's your range on that? What'd be your effective range? 300 yards, 350 or something like that?
I'm not sure how fast it is. I mean, it's heavy and it's a big bull. It's a big round and it's heavy, but I'm not 100% sure how fast it is. So
let's see.
That's where it's big, heavy in it, but it still uses the same magazine and lower as the AR-15. That was its claim to fame. That gave it a hard-hitting, low-velocity round for the AR.
Your 50 Beowulf it starts at 1771 feet per second out of the barrel. Otherwise, there's some 1900 feet per second rounds, 1870. Energy is through the roof, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
300 grain, 325, 400 grain, jacketed. Oh, Jesus.
Right. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, there's a ton of energy there. But I think Beowulf is pretty common to see in 16-inch barrels too. I don't think it's not meant to do anything other than to just destroy shit.
I wonder if that's using a pistol powder, because it's got a parent case is a 500 Smith.
Yeah, it might be.
Case bodies, yeah.
It would probably be something slower like that, yeah. Misha says, so 300 Blackout would be better than Beowulf. It depends on what you want to do with it. I mean, I know some guys, I hear guys talk about Blackout, and they just love Blackout. Like, they're just Blackout fanatics.
Well, Blackout, which is actually kind of interesting, because I was going to ask about that. That's a 223-556 case cut down.
Yeah.
And to the shorter length, for the 30 for the 30 Blackout, 300 Blackout, sorry. And it's fantastic subsonic all the way up into the low supersonic. That's where a buddy of mine was actually asking me earlier if that can be loaded with cast rounds. I gave him Clover's email to ask questions, but that would be, to me, I think the 300 Blackout would be certainly easier to find rifle build components for, as well as easier to find ammo for, as well as ammo reload if you want to do that components.
Yeah,
to me, I would go Blackout over Beowulf, but that's just personal preference.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just complete opposites of what you want to do. I mean, to me, the 300 Blackout's going to be more comparable to your 7.62 by 39 in terms of effective range if you're not running subsonic, if you're running a longer barrel. But remember, though, 300 Blackout does use pistol powder, handgun powder, so it can fully burn out of like a 9-inch barrel.
I would say 300 Blackout is cool, but 50 Beowulf would make you the cool guy at the range, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you've got the cash, if you got the cash, the Beowulf will, that I'm sure that you touch off one of those, I'm sure it'll get people's attention around you.
Hell yeah, I know. When I was shooting, I was shooting my AK up at camp last week, and rattled off a couple of rounds. And my uncle said to my cousin, he's like, "What is he shooting? What is that?" I have that super short barrel. You know what I mean? It's that 12.5-inch barrel with the muzzle brake. So he's like, "God damn!" He's like, "Boy, that thing throws a lot of fire, doesn't it?" I was like, "Yeah, it does."
Oh, was that your AMD? Your AMD 63? Yeah.
65, yeah.
Or 65, yeah.
Yeah. So when you
12.5-inch barrel, how'd you get away with such a short barrel?
It's the muzzle brake is welded on. It's tacked on, so it counts as 16.
Okay, so it puts you out beyond the 16.5. Got it. That's a long muzzle brake.
Yeah, they're made just for those. That's the only thing that you ever see them on, because they're super big and goofy looking. But you need it to be legal. So,
right.
Oh yeah, it's a flamethrower for sure. And he was laughing. He's like, "What?" He's like, "Oh damn!" But I would imagine, man, a 16-inch barrel with like the 500, the Beowulf or something like that would be pretty cool too.
That's right. I would intentionally load a handful of rounds with a slower burning powder, knowing it's not going to perform, just to make it a dragon.
Yeah.
So I'm poor, so my 300 upper comes on Tuesday. But the 6.5 Creedmoor, I heard a couple of guys talking about that, and I'm interested in that round. That sounds like it could be pretty interesting for some range.
What's pretty cool? What's so neat about the Blackout? It seems like is, Jesus, Clover talks about being able to load it from like 90 grains all the way up to like 210 grains. So, I mean, if you're already loading for 308 or 30-06 or something like that, it's like you can put damn near anything in it. You know what I mean? It's kind of nice if you're just using it for plinking or whatever.
Oh yeah, it's using the same slugs as a 308 and 30-06.
Right. So if you're already loading 308 for plinking rounds or something, and you can get a truckload of them cheap, then just load in that and find a load for it, and go to town. So yeah,
I just picked up 500 rounds of the Fiocchi.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good ammo. I know our Walmart carries like 6 different brands of 300 Blackout now. So I got a lot of options, which is kind of nice because I don't have to make the 90-mile round trip to Cabela's.
Exactly, because
now I'll tell you something. You guys are running 300 Blackout. I did get the Magpul P mags, and I watched Mr. Guns and Gear did an awesome video where he took that apart and compared it to the 5.56 magazines.
Yes.
And they are uniquely different. I would say they're an enhancement to the 5.56 mag. You're going to get better reliability and feeding, and they're the same price as the 5.56 mags.
Yep.
So
Matter of fact, his video actually, I was thinking about that when I'm going. Okay, well, I'm getting the upper on Tuesday. I got about 5.56 mags, and I'm thinking after I saw his video, I'm going, nah, I think I'm going to order me four 300 BK mags, just be on the safe side.
And I'll tell you something, man. I double take. I do a double take before I grab the mags to go to the range to make sure I've got the right mags, because the 300 Blackout mags are molded differently than the regular P mags.
Yep.
Because I don't want to put the wrong mags in the wrong gun, so I'm always double checking. I'm like, oh yeah, good. Okay, that is a 300. Because you that's easy to do when you're not paying attention. You're just grabbing mags off the table. It's like, okay, which ones are these again?
Yeah. I got the four that I got with the Gen 2, and they're actually marked on the bottom of the mag, 300 AAC.
And they got a black follower. They're cut out a little bit different. They're molded differently. They don't have all the ribbing on the sides of them.
It's actually a little bit larger. The follower's a little bit larger.
Yeah, so they're definitely worth investing in my opinion.
If you guys have a Bass, I was a Bass Pro Shop. If you have a Bass Pro Shop, they have a sale right now. They have some 5.56 55 grain from Frontier at a really good price. 20 round boxes. It's like $6.50 a box. Pretty good.
Isn't the Frontier just the Hornady?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never tried that before. I should. I'd like to try that out.
Me neither. I almost bought a box because they have a 62 grain too. Because I have that. My AR is 1 1/8 twist, and it should shoot the heavier bullets better. I was going to buy a box, and I bought this rail, and I didn't have a whole lot of money to spend. So
that's where I haven't played with the 1 1/8 ARs. I know the 1 1/8 bolt actions. Because my buddy has a Savage and has a 1 1/8 223 bolt action. It shoots 55s great. I mean that's where, and I think he's got some mid 60s for it as well, and it stabilizes those, but it won't stabilize 75.
I don't know if this has the twist on it or not. I can't remember what the twist is on this. That doesn't have it on it.
I could have sworn we looked it up one time and it was like 1 1/8 or 1 1/9.
Yeah. I was really happy. I shot the AR when I shot the AR last week. I have that Vortex Strike Fire on the top with the 2x magnifier, and we were shooting at 100 yards off of a rest. Nothing, I didn't have sandbags or anything like that in the back. Just front, just resting it on my range box actually on the top. And I was shooting Winchester 5.56, just 55 grain, and I got a nice 2-inch group once I got it dialed in with so it should shoot quite a bit better than that with a heavier bullet because it's the 1 1/8. The wife's asking who's the pickle. Calaveras is the pickle. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Now you can see why it's the pickle because that's for the shape of the California.
Yeah.
Yes, California.
He also Postmaster won't let him get packages to Sir Tactical Pickle. They sent it back, so I have to resend
I had something sent back of his too, and I had to put because I didn't put his real name. Yeah,
I put Sir Tactical Pickle, and they sent it back and laughed at me.
So does every movie star get their mail sent back since most of them don't have their real names either?
I don't know, man.
I don't want you to just put Brad Pitt on the top of it and just put his address on it for the hell of it,
Yeah, yeah. You don't know. Maybe he lives there. You don't know that.
I guess here they just don't care because I've had Clover address my mail 1% before.
Yeah, my post office will deliver whatever. Yeah, they don't they don't care. My cousin also brought his Ruger 2245 light, that semi-auto. Kind of looks Lugerish, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay, yeah. You know what? It's the Buckmark competitor, right?
Yep, has the vented front barrel. It has the perforated barrel or slide, whatever you want to call it. Has the rail on top.
Shoulder thing that goes up.
The shoulder thing that goes up, right? And the clip holder thingies. I'll tell you what, that shot really, really good. That was a nice pistol. I didn't like the sights on it, but it shot really well. The grip angle was a little steep. It was almost like a Glock, where you're really, I had to focus on, lining up my sights actively, and it wasn't as supernatural as some of the other guns I've shot, but it shot really well. It handled really well. The sights were kind of weird. The front sight was really wide, and I'm not 100% sure why they would have such a wide front sight on it. Unless they're trying to focus on it being a competition pistol.
I think those are competition, aren't they?
What's that?
I think those are competition guns.
I think so too. That's kind of what I feel like. It's probably a little bit wider because you're just shooting steel with it. You're not shooting bullseye. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think like that fast, steel 22 that Clover's gotten into. I think that's what it's primarily designed for.
You said the 2245 Ruger. It's got like the threaded barrel on the front of it, and kind of a it looks kind of like a Mark Series lower, but it's got kind of a tube upper on it. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I took one apart and cleaned it, and that's a weird experience, man. That's one where I watched the video like 4 or 5 times before I even did it. Because it's a funky gun to take apart. There's a couple things you have to put into it to lock it together and stuff. It's like, man. But yeah, they're fun to shoot.
We must. I think we're probably talking about 2 different things, because I said that to him too. Now his is a Mark IV, so his is the newer model.
Oh, it's got the brake action. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Apparently Apparently the older ones were a pain in the ass, because I said that to him too. I was like, oh man.
I took mine apart and reassembled it the right way the first time, but I did watch I watched a really good cleaning video several times on it. So I knew what I was doing, because you have like a lever you have to pull to lock it back into place when you're at the very end of it. You don't do it the right way, it doesn't lock together. It's weird, because basically the whole barrel comes off the top of the gun when you disassemble it. But
right, and I just heard a couple people in one chat talking about it one time, how it's tricky, and I mentioned that to him. He's like, "Oh no, this is really easy," and he just popped it right apart and slammed it back together. And was
the Mark
really
IVs are much nicer.
Yeah, so I don't know. That was a pretty cool little toy, like a range toy. I could see that if you're into red dots or something, because it's already got the rail on the top, to throw like a Viper on the top of that or something would be really fun. So yeah, for sure. Gizzard, we didn't say hi to Gizzard yet. What's happening? What's going on, buddy guy?
Living the dream, man.
What's up, Giz?
Just trying to figure out how to walk with a cane, man.
What'd you do this morning?
Yeah, I managed to sprain my ankle.
Oh snap. Jesus.
Oh, I thought you were a pimp or something. I didn't know what was going on there. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was doing it all wrong too.
That's why it took him a little extra time to get here from G's chat. It took him a little extra time to walk over here.
That's right.
Apparently. Yeah, is that from standing on the couch putting the picture up, or what is that from? Giz?
More than likely.
Nah,
that's all I could figure out. All those guns. Saturday morning with a sore ankle, I couldn't figure out what I'd done. That's the only thing it could have been.
When the prairie dog holes out in the backyard, you didn't step on it sideways, did you? I do that all the time, man.
I tell you what, when you get old, it don't take much.
No.
And I have turned that ankle before. I did it about, it was 20, 25 years ago. I was playing racquetball, and I turned that ankle clear over once and was on crutches for like 3 or 4 weeks. So it's been injured before, so I imagine it's pretty easy to tweak again.
Yeah.
It's no fun.
C4 says Gizzard's got that gangster lean.
I think you need to go on light duty for a while and spend your days at the range while you heal. There you go.
You could just start wearing blue and say you're doing your crip walk.
There you go. Nice strike. Where's my money?
The thing is, if I go to work, I work on the second floor of a building where the restrooms are on the first floor and there's no elevator. So going up and down them steps.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like, if you're upstairs and you need to pee downstairs, gravity takes care of that. If it's the other way, that's tough.
One thing that's more or less true is my cubicle is more or less right above the men's room.
See, there you go.
I could, see if there's a hole there, but something tells me that might not end well.
Yeah. It happens. It happens. I mean, what are they going to do? Write you up? No big deal.
Yeah, I'm sure. With my 39 years of experience, that kind of over outweighs any actual personnel rules I have out there.
All these years, and then finally you got your big write-up by whizzing in you at work.
What was it?
Only thing I had to ask you there, Gizzard, to fix that, do you turn it off and turn it back on, or what?
Turn what off and on?
Your ankle.
To fix the ankle, don't you just turn it off and turn it back on? Isn't that what IT always does?
That's an idea. I'll have to try that if I can figure out where the off switch is. Thing is, it might shut the whole body off.
No, you said to find the right circuit. That way, it's only a partial shutdown.
Yeah, I wish this was a cybernetic leg or something like that. Then I could just change out the pole. But
Terminator Yankee, or Terminator Gizzard.
How do we know you're not? I mean, you are a tech guy. You could be a robot and hiding it from the rest of us.
that'd be a lot smarter if I was a robot.
That's part of the disguise.
It's a good
at least now you know you'll be invited to Rick's disability chat.
There you go. Mm-hmm. No, actually, I went out on Google and Googled the right way to use a cane. Turns out I've been doing it all wrong. You're supposed to have it on the strong side, not the weak side. I didn't realize that, but there's a proper way to do it because it's always awkward.
You got one of those cane guns or cane swords? You need to get one of those.
No, it's old. I mean, probably as old as you are because it used to be my dad's. But
oh snap!
Yeah,
I'll have to send you my dad's. My dad had one made for himself that has I think it was like a 10 or a 12-inch, like a sword in there.
I have one of those collapsible ones out in the car that just has a bungee cord inside of it, and you can fold it up.
Nice.
It's kind of cool.
Kind of like the Matt Murdock blind stick. And you click it right, and it becomes a weapon.
Mm-hmm. It's only a little bit illegal. It's no big deal.
This ought to be big enough to hold about a 20 gauge shell, you'd think.
There you
If
go.
I could get a trigger put in here or something.
Gizzard, you need to get some of those trail walking sticks that people use. They look like ski poles and take those to work. Walking in the hallway with those on. Morning.
Get a pair of sights and glue on here. Put a bead sight on there.
Put a dot sight on there, a little red dot. Put a laser on it. Freaking awesome. Put some flip up low profile sights on there with the pick rail. There you go. See, I'm pimping my cane.
That sucks, man. That sucks.
Does Magpul make furniture for that? I'm just curious.
MOE. Yeah, MOE leg.
There you go.
MOEC.A.N.E period.
Yeah.
There you go. That's where they do make the low profile flip up red dots for handguns. That would be a perfect site for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I found out pain pills
cool,
do help.
Pain pills do help, you said?
Pain pills do help. I've got a compression bandage brace, whatever the hell you call it. It's one of those black rubber things with the Velcro on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have
and it does help. It does make it feel a little bit better. But boy, if you don't hold it in the right position or if you get your weight in the wrong place, it hurts.
Yeah, that sucks.
It does suck.
Roll call says Gizzard, stop doing tactical rolls.
Yeah, I see all the cute little things out in the chat. A suggestion that I should do some shooting from a seated position drills. I believe that was your missus who made that suggestion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's really not a bad idea. Travis is recommending whiskey, I see.
Mm-hmm. I think Mia was probably trying to be helpful. The rest of us are just assholes.
Oh no, seriously, a nice Crown and Coke will definitely take the edge off of it. I don't know if you mix it with your current pain pills, but
I'm not sure that'd be a great idea. I'm just saying.
For defense is correct.
Yeah, pain pills, half bottle of JD. Yeah, you're good to go.
Mm-hmm. That's what Obnoxious talking about. The rest of us just being jerks. Do you expect anything else from this panel?
Hey, this is one of those states where we can actually get Sam Adams Utopias. So, I mean, come on, get some of that. You can tell us how it all tastes.
The thing is, if I drink a bunch of beer, then I'm going to be running back and forth to the bathroom. I'll hurt myself.
No, you just got to put some Depends on, man. Just get some Depends going on. You just let it
I'm drinking a whole bunch of Utopias. I mean, it's $199 a bottle.
Yeah, that Sam Adams Utopias, you drink it by the shot, so you won't be running too far.
There you go.
You just need to post. You just need to move your stuff, your desk and stuff into the bathroom, and you can sit on the bathroom and chat and do your thing, and you don't have to worry about getting up at all.
As it is, my computer is literally 4 feet from the bathroom door. It's just right over there.
There you go.
There you go.
And you need to tabletop review that cane too when you get a chance.
There you go. Send it to Travis. He'll do it.
Yeah. I'll hurt my ankle so I can use it. Here, we're gonna step on this sideways real quick. Ah!
My dad had this, and he's been gone for 20 years, so no telling how old this cane is.
Oh, long-term test evaluation. There you go.
It's vintage. It's got a lot of miles on it. Yeah,
exactly.
It does.
It's got a lot of holster wear. Yeah.
4 feet from the bathroom. I bet you can make it.
You could. You could.
If not, there's a trash can right next to me.
There you go.
It's my house.
Yeah, screw it.
That's linoleum.
Just go.
Just like Dumb and Dumber.
Come on, man. Do a desk pee.
Just go, man. Just do it.
It's so warm.
Your desk your chair have wheels on?
Yes.
Get another cane. You can use them like ski poles and just scoot yourself over.
Like start close, start aiming close, and then slowly work yourself away further and further from the toilet. So in like a week or two, you'll be able to just shoot it right in there, like 25 feet away.
Do you have a leaf blower at your house?
No.
There you go.
I'm gonna say you could just strap that to the back of your chair, turbocharge that some bitch, and just just blow yourself around the house. You know.
I was thinking about you were saying to blow the piss over into the drain.
That's what I was thinking too, actually.
I could just throw 100 on Jordan and haven't pulled me in there.
There you go. Now Midnight sounds like Tim the Toolman Taylor.
That's there you go. There you go. Man. Needs more power.
More power.
Yeah.
Or you just get a pair of Depends and just let her go right there, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't lug that much more weight around.
Get up and slosh. Yeah, it sounds like fun.
Okay, try them all, Gary, and let us know how it all works out.
Yeah, because with friends like this group, you don't need enemies.
Shut up, Pickle.
I'll have to have Travis help me do the review. I mean, his name is...
We'll expect some tabletop reviews off of those then.
His name, after all, is Travis P11. So.
Exactly. That is a hard-fought reputation right there. So, yep.
I bet you never thought you'd see a 45-minute video on a cane.
Yeah, but now we know why Travis's name is P11. He can pee and hit the toilet from 11 yards away.
You know it.
Yeah.
Yep. Actually, it's because there were 10 Travis P's before me when I got the username at YouTube. That was just the suggestion one, so I just went with that one instead. So it's, that's all it really comes down to. So there were 10 other words before me. So, yep.
Those other 10, they couldn't hit a pisser from 11 yards away.
No, of course not. No, I can't do a 45-minute tabletop review though. Most of mine are 10, 15, 20 minutes tops. I've never gone over 20. I'm not nothing fancy. No.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is that? You know, I was thinking it's nothing fancy, but for what? Nothing fancy and Suits both can rattle on for 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh yeah, no. My range test is up for like 10, 15 minutes, and that's it.
You got to do a ballistics gel test on a full Depends from Gary.
Oh my God.
If you want to stretch it out, you could do it as a cleaning video too. Tag it together.
Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna show you how to clean. Aren't those just disposable? I don't know. I've never had to use them before. They just throw them away, right?
You got to clean Gary and his rifle.
Now that's just getting into some weird stuff right there, man. Probably not.
Keep this clean.
You never know where this chat's gonna go.
Is this a roll call chat?
That's the problem.
And it's not a roll call chat. Nobody's screaming yet.
But if they did,
wait till Gary gets the rifle.
The door is right there.
All right, you're screaming. Just wait till Gary's got to get up and go to the bathroom.
That's for about with screaming. That's for Friday, I think, budget was pretty close to getting, wound up, award of the week.
Yeah, I think pretty much.
There's two of them tonight that we could choose from. You got budget and you got G-Webs. G-Webs is on a chat Daily Gun Show the other night, and I think I heard more F-bombs on that chat from him than I've heard in the last couple of years combined. He was pretty wound up.
I don't know. Did you see when him and Ghost were going at it on, I forget whose show that was? Two of them hurling F-bombs back and forth with each other.
Well, this was the NRA. The NRA was the topic the other night and got pretty good. It was actually a really good conversation. He wasn't wound. I shouldn't say he was wound up because he wasn't wound up. He was just spirited. He was handing out F-bombs. He was handing out F-bombs like it was Christmas.
Who, G-Web?
Yeah.
You get an F-bomb, and you get an F-bomb.
It was funny. I was like, God damn, he's rolling tonight. So I was like, well, maybe we can put him up for the running for the wound up son of a bitch. But yeah, of course, budget was all hopped up too. Yeah. I think he was
talking about the he's talking about the Virginia Beach, I think it was shooting.
Yeah.
And that was interesting because I was listening to it, while I was driving. That's right. I hadn't heard about the event, and all of a sudden, I get a message saying, this is coming up. Like, okay, well, stopped at, for a signal, pull up that, and then continue driving again. Like, good Lord, didn't know that was going on. That's, I'm glad, I caught that news. I was completely, in the dark.
Wherever you moved to, Pickle, I mean, you took a walk or something. Wherever you moved to, your signal sucks. Where you were before was really, really good. Now you're roboting.
That's because he's in the sunlight still.
Oh, he's drying up. Oh, the pickle juice is drying up. Lunatic Rider 209. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. There was somebody else that I wanted to single out too because I hadn't seen him before. It was Twisted Metal of Texas. How you doing, buddy? If you're still out there.
That's a heck of a name. I like that.
Yeah, that's a new face, new name, I should say.
Oh, the Twisted Metal of Texas.
Any better over here?
You gotta like the Lunatic Rider 209.
Yep. Yeah, he started last week or the week before. I think was the first time I saw him.
Yeah.
Been picking up some subs. I think I got like 560 something right now. I pick up maybe a couple a week on average, not a whole lot. Couple of subs a week, so that's good consistently. I think 13 last month or something like that. 14.
Any better now there, at midnight?
Yeah, it's a little bit better.
You're Blair Witching it, dude. You're Blair Witching it right now.
Yeah. It's not awesome, but it's not roboting. So yeah, you're good.
Yeah, that's where Tweaker neighbor decides that they like to mow their yard right when the sun's going down. So I had to move away from the back of the house over to the side yard and stand leaning against the fence. Well, they like to mow their yard in the dark and running over everything in the yard they didn't bother to pick up. So
that's me. That's why they put headlights on my John Deere tractor.
Heck yeah.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, there you go.
Patriot in the dark. He mows his yard whenever.
Yeah. I got mad the first time I had my service come out because they got rid of all my texture because it takes a long time to texture your lawn. All different lengths.
I make him mow it in Braille.
Yeah. He's like Patriot mows his lawn on a riding mower. It's just he's like a giant Roomba. He just goes back and forth and bounces off of shit until he probably gets all the grass. It's no big deal. It's good.
Neighbor's cat, whatever.
They make robot mowers you can get that'll memorize your yard and they'll like a Roomba, but the mowers,
full size.
They also stake and a rope.
They also make
in the middle of the yard
18-year-olds that need a job. So I just
this is true.
Then I can yell at them too because they don't cut something right.
One goat. That's it.
Just put that stake in the middle of the
You're
yard. You
kidding.
tie the rope to it and let her go, and eventually it'll work itself into the center.
So Patriot, how do you like point out the parts that they miss? I'm just kind of curious. What do you just?
I take a picture of it and I send it to the boss and say, "What the hell is this?" Like my
Oh,
dick so deep.
nice.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, I thought that was the blind guy.
Nah, he just lays down cover fire.
Yeah.
Oh, they know better.
That's awesome.
It must be a Michigan thing.
Jumpy says, Calaveras, I thought you were a Latin kid.
Latin.
He's
that
more
doesn't make any
Latin
sense.
than Latin.
Well, your username, yeah.
Oh no, that's for Calaveras. It's the name of my home county.
Yeah.
That's for translates, roughly, I believe, to skull.
Yep.
That's what you get when you live in in an area that was controlled by Spain and then Mexico for God knows how long.
Seven Wonder said he saw the lawn Roomba at Lowe's yesterday. How much was it? I'm curious.
They're pretty expensive. I think they're like $1,100 or $1,200 or something like that.
They are.
Well, if you open up a credit card account, it's probably free.
Yeah.
Well, anything's free if they don't catch you walking out with it.
I can't walk that fast.
Yeah, you might have trouble smuggling out a robotic lawnmower.
Yeah.
I can put it under my front butt.
Yeah, that reminds me of the Martin's supermarket around here. Finally got one of those floor cleaning robots.
Oh, yeah.
The other day, it freaked my wife the hell out.
Oh, what's the robot that Midnight has?
Marty. Marty. Marty, that son of a bitch.
He watches you do the automatic checkout.
That's the dumbest shit, man. That goddamn robot is the biggest waste of money. It really is. Like, I don't know how much one of those son of a bitch costs, but like, I've seen it freaking out like 2 or 3 times now, and there's never a spill. Like, the only 3 times I've ever seen it do, like, it does what it's supposed to do, but there was no spill there. And it's funny because it gets all angry, man. It turns orange. The lights turn from blue to orange, and it starts, yelling like, caution, caution. And it says it in Spanish, and I forget what else it says, but
you should make it say like Johnny 5 is alive.
Yeah. I'm alive.
Maybe you already said that. I'm
Skynet lives. Yeah.
Did anybody stick googly eyes on Marty? Because the one at the Martins here has googly eyes.
Oh, yeah, it has Google eyes. Yeah,
he's looking right at you.
I think Marty, if I worked in that store, I think I'd have to just accidentally run him over with a pallet jack or something. Just didn't see him. I thought he was an end cap of Oreos. I couldn't tell. I just ran him over.
Definitely,
Marty's
having that
size of a power jack.
Yeah, they're big. Yeah, they're big. They're for like 6 feet, 7 feet tall. It's
shorter than Midnight.
Not much. No, it's taller than I am, for sure.
You could take it.
They're pretty good size. I can't believe.
Yeah, it brings the like 13-year-old out in me when I see something like that that's supposed to freak out when you spill something. It makes me want to grab like a jar of mayonnaise and just slam it on the floor. You know what I mean?
That's what I was just thinking.
Grab a case of Snapple and just slam it down because those are still made out of glass bottles.
Well, has he ever run into like a small child or something and not seen it? Does he have like sonar down at the bottom or radar or something?
Listen to the teacher.
It's got cameras. So when you walk, if you walk in front of it real quick, it'll stop dead in its tracks.
All right, because there's a lot. I'm just thinking in the grocery stores, like little kids will jump off a cart and they'll sit on the floor and play with stuff, or they'll go running across, an aisle or something. That's a pretty big dude, man.
It's a snitch.
That sucker runs my kid over. I'm gonna go hook him up to a car battery and see what happens. I'll tell you that right now. Come here, Marty.
I'm gonna turbocharge this son of a bitch down and see him haul ass down the highway.
Lure it out of the, what are you gonna do? Lure it out of the store with a water bottle? Slowly pour a stream of water all the way out the store. Just watch it follow the water.
Next viral video is Midnight Range tackling that some
That'd be
bitch
freaking
right
awesome,
in
dude.
in the
I
aisle.
would.
Well, it's okay. You remember the end of The Water Boy when Bobby Boucher's dad comes up and his mom tackles him? That's
Dude, I'm
gonna
certain
be
he's gonna bump some dude's wife in the rear the wrong way, and then somebody's just gonna clock Marty and just knock him over into the freezer.
Yeah. Sarge, you got to take off. I understand, man. You're beat. You want to plug something before you go?
No, I'm gonna finish on my camoing my rifle project. That's about it. I might make a video at the end of the week, but I don't have anything planned. So I appreciate the invite.
No, absolutely, buddy. Thanks for showing up.
I wish I was.
Sarge has to go to sleep for 2 hours before his next job.
No, I'm off for a couple days. Well, I'm off for a
Good
day.
Lord, dude.
Yeah. I'll see you guys.
Night, Sarge.
Good night.
He makes all of us lazy asses look bad.
Yeah. Unknown user says 24 people watching and half of them are on the panel. Thanks a lot, jerk.
That's not true because
there's only 10 of us.
24 is not 10.
That's true. We got 44 watching?
Mine's showing 34.
I see 34.
33, yeah.
33.
Oh, wait.
Sarge just left.
I got a thumb down it.
Oh, yeah, don't forget that. Don't forget the thumbs down.
Oh, my God.
Sometimes I get none. Sometimes I get 3. It's very inconsistent with the thumbs down.
Yeah, but the thing of it is, it doesn't matter whether it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It still counts as a mark.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going back and forth. It won't do it.
Yeah, but we all know YouTube can't count. So.
Right.
Yeah, YouTube was having some issues today, too.
They can if they take their shoes off.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
They don't wear shoes. They wear Birkenstocks.
Yeah, we need to tell that a couple of these prisons that we have right now, those guys can't count. They're supposed to have a midnight count, and it's like, oh, hang on. We messed the count up. We got to do it again.
Somebody might be
going
no big deal.
Well, you can't have a good Prison Break story on A&E unless somebody, escapes.
That's true.
Yeah, that's very true.
Sure.
I'm glad I got back when I did, though, because I missed all that horrible weather out there in Tennessee.
Yeah. Yeah, we were pretty lucky up here. We didn't catch much that was like nothing that was like scary. We didn't have any storms that like caused damage or anything like that. So,
like I said, I knew it was bad as when I walked into the training center and plastered on the doors. Here's your tornado areas, your tornado safe areas, and I'm like, oh yeah, here we go, just what we need.
Like they know.
Oh, unknown user is in the pocket of Big Obnoxious. We see. Doesn't surprise me.
Why did you buy that orange?
He says Obnoxious one's check cleared, so I'm here to get this chat striked.
Oh my God.
I don't know how it cleared. I wrote that off an account I closed like 5 years ago.
I see we got roll call out there too.
She said we had a tornado. We didn't have a tornado. We had a tornado watch, and it was real windy and it was real rainy, but we didn't. I'm saying we didn't have anything that caused any damage.
She might have been talking about in the back room.
Yeah, PA gets very, very few tornadoes.
Yeah,
I should say they've been picking up lately up there.
Yeah, we've had some around for sure, and we've had a couple of warnings where the weather got really, really ugly, where I definitely thought it could happen. But roll call says tornado is what we call them.
Tornado.
Yeah, I guess the second to last year I was up there, I thought we were playing. Yeah, I keep saying Shirley Temple, but it isn't Shirley Temple. I thought we were doing Wizard of Oz because it fell right on top of this. It came down right on top of the this old Amish barn, and it just sucked it up and spun it around. It's like, okay, here we go. Is Dorothy in there? Is she clicking her heels?
Roll call says C4 put on his PJs and hopped into bed. He wears the old timey PJs. It's like the onesie with the butt flap in them. Yeah.
I think he still wears his hat.
Hey, and what's wrong with those? Huh?
I'm not nothing wrong with them.
No, what's wrong with those, roll call? I think they're pretty sporty. It's easier access,
I guess depending on what you're going to get, what you're kind of planning on getting into when you're in bed, you could wear them backwards too.
There you go. That's not a bad idea. I have to try that one, huh?
You get the flap in the front,
Hey, how you doing? I already got
try something new. Try something new tonight.
Give the wife a phone call. He says, "I'm coming to bed." Brown chicken, brown cow. Sharknado. It's pronounced Sharknader.
That's when you say you're coming in with flaps down.
That's right.
He's
in the Air Force. He's coming in flaps down.
He was probably having trouble getting his landing gear down, though.
Flaps down, and I'm going ballistic.
Giggity.
Ballistic
full afterburner.
Yeah. Lunatic Rider says we got some good size hail there. No, I don't think we got any hail that I heard of. Just some gnarly rain and some wind, and just like the wife, I was at work and the wife texted me and said, like, it's like orange outside and green, and if you've ever been in an area where there's a tornado,
obnoxious out in the yard.
Yeah. You get that weird color in the sky, man. It's almost like a greenish blue. It's really nuts. So yeah, it definitely was set up for it to possibly happen, Andrew Hefker is saying, Travis, did you get your 1911? No, we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah. I ended up buying another scope too because I wanted to replace that center point that I've been using. Mm-hmm. So I did go with the Primary Arms Classic 4-14 by 44.
Cool.
Those are $160, and then the mount was $20. So it's not super expensive, but I mean the quality, the optic quality is really nice, and it's sub $200. So it's not bad for what it is.
I was looking at a Vortex 6-18 for $209, and it came with the rings, which is nice.
Wow.
That's a pretty good deal, because they even if it's not it wasn't was it the match rings? I don't remember. It was a good deal because the rings were a pretty nice ring. It wasn't a super cheap, they're bargain basement rings. They were a pretty good set of rings. I can't remember where the hell I saw that deal at now though. But that'll be a little bit till I can afford to put a scope on it. So I'm just going to put my Moo says 6x18. You can't own that because you can hit me in Michigan. My Vortex, my Viper's a 6.5 to 24 power. I think that's a pretty powerful scope. If I had the money, I'd put another one of them on. That's a really nice scope. The Viper. If you have the money to put out for and mine wasn't bad. I got mine in a great sale for like $300. It was a $400 scope that was on sale for $100 or $100 off. Or I wouldn't have been able to afford it, but that's up my 308. And I'll tell you what, that's a nice scope. It doesn't have a ton of bells and whistles. It's the budget Viper. I mean, there's some that go up into like the $500 and $600. But that's a nice one. Lunatic Rider said he's got a Crossfire 2 from Vortex 4 to 12 by 44. I was looking at those too. My cousin has the Crossfire 2 that I shot last week. His was the 6 to 18 power, I think. Like I said, so that's why I was looking at that, and that's by 44 too. 44 is nice. They also make some with the ocular lenses is 50. What? With the coupons, you got it down to $98. Wow, that's awesome. That is awesome.
From what I can tell with the scopes, that's where if you got a 1-inch tube, anything bigger than about a 44 mil lens, and you're kind of exceeding what your 1-inch tube can really effectively, transmit for light. That's where 44 seems like it'd be a good, for that, setup.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not hunting with it. You know what I mean? So, if you really want to get as much light as possible for if you're hunting in the the early morning or late or evening or something like that, I could see trying to get those huge scopes where like 50 ocular lenses, like 50 or even 52 I've seen, but they do look a little bit awkward on the top too. And honestly, for just range play and shooting at the range and shooting up at camp and stuff like that, even if you're shooting long distances, it's just not necessary. I worry more about the power than the lens size. Unknown user says, so what's the best scope for seeing through a steamy bathroom window at 50 yards? Asking for a friend. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you use for creeping? What's your creeper scope, Gary? Now that you're, what's that old movie with was it Jimmy Stewart where he
what the hell are you asking me this?
Rear window.
Yeah, there you go. Because it reminded me he had a broken leg, and then he saw the neighbor be like creepy and like a murderer or something. So now you got that jacked up ankle. Maybe you can do that.
The neighbor played by Raymond Burr, a Perry Mason fan.
Yeah, there you go.
You don't want to look at my neighbors, trust me.
Andrew Hefker says, I have a Vortex Strike Eagle, can't get the damn battery knob off. Well, that's weird. They're pretty pricey. I've looked at those for the AR. They're nice. Vortex also makes a, what did I see the other day? It was the Vortex. I didn't even know they made this. Called like the Vortex Golden Eagle or something like that. That was like $2,000, like $2,000 or something.
Yeah, user wants to know if he should be concerned that many of you have legit suggestions.
No, you should be appreciative. Concerned is not the word. Appreciative is the word you're looking for. No. Lunatic Rider says Vortex Spark 2 with the Vortex 3X magnifier. I've never had a magnifier other than my Vortex Strikefire. They don't make them now. They don't send them with them. But originally when the Strikefires came out, they had a magnifier that you could screw onto the back of it. It was really nice. So it's a 2X. And 2X is just enough that if you're shooting like 100 yards, the 2X magnifier is enough that you can still group really well. 3X would be great too, but like I said, I don't have one of the flip to the sides or something like that. They're pretty cool though, man. They're pretty neat. Gizzard says, looking at hogs through a steamy bathroom window. Now you're talking about my neighbors. Let's take a look at some headlines here. Pull up gun feed. And oops. And I will screen share. That way you're not looking at us. Is somebody sleeping?
Mm-hmm.
Who is it? Who is it?
I'm with you guys. I'm just chilling like a villain. My dog's out over here. He's snoring away. I was showing him earlier.
Oh, Lieutenant Dan?
Twitching. Court Charlie right there. Yeah, he starts snoring. His little paws were moving earlier, too. Yeah, Cankles. Captain Cankles.
That's Lieutenant Dan because he ain't got no legs.
Lieutenant Dan. Here, I'll turn the light on. Real
Dan,
quick.
you got legs.
Come here, Bubba. There you go. Wake up.
He ain't got no legs.
He had
That's
a
why I
rough night
muted
tearing
mine.
apart stuffed animals and stuff. There he is. There he is. He's got a pulse. There we go. I got headphones on. He can't hear you.
You're no fun.
It's staring at you. I think I'm
All right. Back to bed, buddy.
All right. Let's see what we got here. I guess I can do this so that I can still see the chat. What the hell?
Nice.
There we go. Okay. Let's see what we got here. This is the gun feed. I actually have this saved on my phone. I'll pick it up every once in a while. Twisted Metal is Texas. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for coming. Good to see you. Of course, their big story at the top was Virginia Beach mass murderer used a suppressor. They're going to make a huge deal out of that, even though it probably really didn't make much of a difference.
It made no difference because everybody that was coming out was saying they were hearing gunshots.
Yeah.
Were they actually able to confirm the suppressor?
Yes, he had a suppressor on a 45 caliber handgun, but they're not saying what the handgun was.
You mean the suppressor wasn't?
But that handgun was never
fired?
used. They were saying it was there and it was on it, but it was never used. At least that's what they were saying anyway.
Map of murders in the U.S. Gun ownership is a cult. Well, that sounds interesting. Let's check this out. It says no. This is from some idiot. Oh, theatlantic.com, whatever the hell that is. It says no, the gun culture won't always win. Another mass shooting in Virginia Beach. Hope is on the horizon. Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Too many guns, too little hope. After each succeeding gun massacre.
All those people that got killed, had that campus allowed carry, that article had never been written.
Yeah.
Yep. Another gun-free zone. All shut up.
If all 12 of those people had something on them, they could have returned fire, and there's a chance they could have stopped him. Chance. I'm not saying it would happen. I'm just saying that I'd rather play the odds, you know. So, but they won't talk about that though. They won't talk about that.
They're even.
I'm actually surprised they're talking as much as they are about it, considering who the shooter was.
What do we know about him? I honestly haven't heard that. I've been on the road, so I really haven't had the news on or anything on the radio.
So he was
a former employee.
He was he was a current employee, and he was black.
He had quit that morning.
Oh, he quit that morning.
Yeah, he had turned it. They're saying he turned in his resignation that morning before it happened.
Okay.
They're twisting the knife here a little bit with the NRA too. The NRA is in crisis. The corruption and self-dealing that have pervaded the organization have exploded into public view. Perhaps it is no surprise that a bad cause attracts bad people. Oh, a bad cause attracts bad people. That is boy, that is one-sided, isn't it? This is
I was going to say they're looking for a lawsuit on that one.
Boy, does this guy not like life or guns? Life, yeah, not guns.
No, you were right the first time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right.
Just look at the left with Antifa.
Yeah. Yeah, boy. Yeah. Well, let's see what else we got here.
So I was looking at the details on the shooter, and they told the guy that he didn't have to leave. He chose to resign. He wasn't fired. Yeah, they said his evaluations were fine. There was no issues of discipline. He said he just was going to quit. He was going to quit because of personal reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, from a mental standpoint, I don't think the guy was necessarily stable. You know, if you're just going to quit and go open fire on these people, even though you've got no reason to, you know, yeah.
Yeah, that all broke this morning at a press conference that, the guy wasn't fired or anything. Yeah, he quit that morning. He worked as an engineer for them for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're saying he just sitting there chatting with everybody the day before or the day of, and man, that's some crazy stuff, man.
6 gun lies and 1 truth, Obama told in Brazil. Yeah, I know he made a pretty big point of how easy it is to buy machine guns in the U.S. You just buy them. You just go buy machine guns. Man,
You got them at Walmart. Everybody knows that. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's no big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, you just go to the back of a Walmart and ask the guy for a machine gun. Come on, what's the problem?
We just go into wish.com and buy auto sears from China.
Yeah, that might be true. Our gun laws in the United States don't make much sense. Anybody can buy any weapon, anytime, without much, if any, regulation.
Oh, my
God. They can
God.
buy guns over the internet. They can buy machine guns, he says. This from... I wouldn't listen. I wouldn't trust anything this dude said. Look at that look at that nerd. That's that turbo nerd right there. He don't know what the hell he's talking about. Jesus.
Yeah, if you got to roll with a what do you call it, mud flap over the back tire, you're just
yeah, boy. I'll tell you.
Man, that was the kid that never got picked in gym class, right there. That's
On this Obama, I doubt, however, we share the same reasonings. He says gun laws in the United States don't make much sense. The writer agrees, but not for the same reasons. They talk about attachments that are added and change what the legality and all that kind of craziness. Forward grips and
oh my God,
kind of stuff. How many shells a rounds hold. He says, 1, anybody can buy a firearm. False. There are restrictions, obviously, age and convictions, felonies, unlawful uses of controlled substances, all that kind of stuff, Any firearm can be purchased. We obviously know that's bullshit. Certain things you can and can't buy. Firearm can be purchased at any time. We know that's bullshit. Can't just run out. Hell, I can't even go to Walmart and buy ammo right now if I wanted to at a 24-hour Walmart. I couldn't even go buy a box of ammo. If I was going to go shoot in the morning, I wouldn't be able to go to a Walmart right now and buy ammo because it's their policy not to sell ammo after 10 p.m.
Again, what's a guy supposed to do if you work days?
Well, that's the thing. My range, I could go to my range right now. Well, if I had my membership right now, but
yeah.
I could shoot 24 hours a day, so I can't stop and buy a box of 9mm to go shoot. Nope.
I mean, they don't ever get mad at me. I'll go in at weird times and go buy it, but that's just because there's only one manager who's got the key, and they're usually somewhere else in the store. That's the only they don't ever get mad. I mean, they just make you wait till they get over there, and then they can open the lock cabinet up. But yeah.
Pink says his Walmart let him. Well, you got a cooler Walmart than I do.
Yeah, all Walmart will let you too. Doesn't matter what time it is.
Apparently, my Walmart's a butthole.
The only restriction our Walmart has is for purchase. That has to be done because of doing NICS. But if you have CCW,
right,
they'll let you do it.
We don't have guns at the Walmart next close to me. There is one a little ways away. It's not too much farther away. Last time I was there, they did have some guns, not a whole lot. Couple of rifles, a couple of shotguns and a 22 kind of thing. AB 291 passes. Protesters say accusations are not due process. AB 291. What is that? I forget. Is that red flag?
That would be my guess.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. That's in Las Vegas in Nevada. Firearm includes a red flag proposal that will allow police or family members to seek court orders to take guns away from those who demonstrate to be a threat or danger to themselves or others. Yeah, there we go. AB 291 in Nevada.
Well, we're waiting for that one to hit because there's a couple of them pending right now that are getting ready to go to the Supreme Court, the way it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to get overturned. It's going to be a debunked law.
This one is from PA. It's talking about searching, stop and frisk. You're not allowed to stop and frisk without, or check people out without reasonable cause, or without reason to believe they are about to or have committed a crime or whatever. So they're saying the Supreme Court decided that open carrying a firearm is not reasonable suspicion of a crime. So it just means that just because you have an open carry gun doesn't mean that they can stop you and harass you.
As I say, that's always been like that in PA.
Well, you've always had open carry, yeah, but I think it's just one more thing that somebody wanted, a judgment on. It says, like, just because I'm open carrying doesn't mean you can stop me and, harass me. I'm doing nothing wrong. There's no, just because you're open carrying doesn't mean you're about to. Or
yeah, exactly. That's like I said. Like I said, when I was a cop out there, there was, we could, just because somebody was walking down the street with a gun, doesn't mean I can stop him and pat him down and give him the third degree.
And other than the mafia, have you ever seen any other bad guys actually use a holster in all those cop videos we watch? I've never actually seen a bad guy use a holster ever.
Well, I mean,
if it's holstered, you should just be assumed that you're not a bad, either you're in the mafia or you're a good person,
or open carrying at all.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, usually criminals don't want to draw attention to themselves,
Yeah, no, that's why they waist carry or whatnot, and yeah.
Maine representative justifies gun control just because seeing a man with his hand in his pocket scared her. She looks scared. Look at her. She looks scared. So,
It's definitely a soccer mom there. Yep.
Yeah,
she looks like she's a prime example of a victim.
Yeah, if somebody putting their hand in their pockets enough to scare that woman, she may want to see a therapist.
Yeah.
I mean, just be reaching for some chapstick or something, and
Yeah.
I was going for some change for the meter.
Mm-hmm.
They're telling me to look up the TAPS Act. I will do that. I will.
Yeah, they just one guy just released a video on that. Yeah, basically the TAPS Act is they're trying to make pretty much all search and seizures all fluffy. Trying to think of who that was. It just had a video on that.
What do you mean by that? Make it all fluffy? Like they're trying to loosen it up so it can happen more often, or what?
Yeah, they're trying to. What they're trying to do is they're trying to bring the stop and frisk back on a federal level, which means basically you can walk down the street and go, "Oh, I don't like the way you look," and this profiling is what it is. They're trying to bring back the profiling.
It's kind of like the Gestapo tactic stuff, huh? That's what it kind of sounds like to me.
Because you're wearing this kind of shirt, this kind of hat, and you're this color skin, you're a bad guy.
Sounds racist.
It is.
The Threat Assessment Prevention and Safety Act. Boy, if that doesn't sound like they're wanting to step all over your rights, right?
Well, the part of it in there, it's for the good of the people. It's for the safety of the people. So anytime a government says that, it's automatically an infringement.
You're screwed. Yeah, they might as well. They should name it the Keep Babies Safe and Mom Safe, and just like could you name it anything? It's like
they call it the Papers Please Act is what they should call it.
Yeah.
Papers Please, the PP Act is what they should call it.
Here is your new patch. Wear this so we know who you are. Standardizes and provides a behavioral threat assessment and management process across the federal government. Provides states the training, resources, and support needed to stand up community-based, multidisciplinary behavioral threat assessment and management units. Blah, 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 blah.
Between that and the Patriot Act, they can pretty much do whatever they want to anytime they want for whatever reason they feel.
Yeah, pretty much what it is now.
Jesus.
Yeah. So there you go. TAPS Act. Screw that.
Yeah, like I said, the big thing it's pushing is the profiling. So it's if you're, like I said, you're a white guy and you're walking down this street at night with this kind of shirt on, you're automatically a bad guy.
Right.
So we're going to stop and harass you for 20 minutes.
So pretty much the opposite of what Pennsylvania just did. Yeah, exactly.
So let's call it the "yes, you are being detained" law. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you are detainable.
Yes, you are being detained, and we are profiling you.
And it is legal, and you can't do anything about it. So yeah.
Yeah. Salesforce software provider Salesforce cuts off gun industry to hide dirty laundry. I feel like I did hear somebody talking about this. Company, get out of here with this. Get out of here with that crap. The band covers Salesforce. Salesforce is a company. Okay. Long as it was. Turns out that it wasn't, not even close. While the company Salesforce isn't exactly a household name, that's because the average American household isn't their target market. Instead, they provide software services to the companies. Oh, this is the one that, yeah. This is the one they were talking about the point of sales. Certain businesses like the gun shops and stuff that might use this software, the software won't allow them to run people's credit cards and stuff.
If they're buying firearms related items.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep.
So Salesforce.
Why do they care? Why do they care?
Who knows?
You know, I mean, seriously, what's?
And I'll tell you what.
No liability from them. Yeah.
The more companies do that, the more companies pull out of certain lifestyle, well, I don't know, whatever you want to say. You know what I mean? Like you're into guns, they're not going to allow you to use their card for guns. The more it will open the door for people to sue companies for people that misuse their products. You know, it's gonna put it in their head like, well, these companies don't even want to be associated with them. So it's gonna give people the idea that they can sue companies for that, like they tried to do with Smith and Wesson and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll lead to that. Cuomo lifts ban on gravity knives. I did hear about that. That doesn't have a whole lot to do with anything other than, hey, cool, you got gravity knives back. The hunting and shooting sports market actually grew in 2018. That's cool. Even though the old Trump slump, everybody talks about that. It says spending in the overall hunting and shooting sports market grew 11% in 2018.
I wonder if you see a lot of us going from buying guns to buying ammo, because that's what I spent the bulk of my money on this year, was just stocking up on ammo because it was so dirt cheap. Wasn't necessarily in the market much for firearms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sale. I mean, I think gun sales would. I don't know if they're necessarily down, but maybe they just don't have the growth that they've had the last couple of years.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Prices are great right now.
Yeah.
If you have the money, man, there are some steals out there. Especially a couple of months ago, there was some companies out there with some awesome rebates too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look how cheap your AR uppers are. There's so many companies that are selling basically $150, $175 complete uppers.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, $125 lowers for an AR. Jeez.
Yeah.
Do you guys know the name of Mark Benioff?
Sounds familiar.
No, I don't.
Well, he's a billionaire from California, an internet entrepreneur and philanthropist. Yeah, philanthropist. That too.
Philanthropist?
Yeah, we know it.
That's it.
We know him.
That's it.
We heard it.
That's all.
Yeah. So that's the CEO of Salesforce.
Oh, that software company. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
He's the CEO of Salesforce. Okay. Yeah. He was let's see, raised by a Jewish family in the San Francisco Bay Area. Became an entrepreneur and a billionaire. Started at the age of 15. His big thing was the Atari 8-bit, the Epochs.
National Shooting Sports Foundation article, ATF director nominee on the record for protecting Second Amendment rights. President Donald Trump, I like to call him Donnie T, nominee to lead the ATF, has a record of no-nonsense support for the rule of law that clearly extends to respect for the Second Amendment and the firearms industry. Chuck Canterbury is the president of the 350,000 strong Fraternal Order of Police, who would bring to the director's office 26 years of law enforcement experience, as well as 16 years experience in his current role. Canterbury retired as a major with South Carolina's Horry County Police Department and was inducted into the South Carolina Law Enforcement Hall of Fame. Oh, that's cool. In 2009, during a Senate testimony, he made it clear that he holds the Second Amendment as sacrosanct. Sacrosanct? I don't think I've ever heard that. How about sacred? How about that? Probably means the same thing.
Yeah.
I want no mistake to be made, Canterbury testified. I take a back seat to no one in my reverence for the Second Amendment. Very good, sir. Very good.
What about the rest of the amendments? Are people going to get refunds for their bump fire stocks that they had to submit and turn in and destroy?
I would be interested to see if anything came of that. I mean, I guess that's a good question. I mean, is he gonna, or is he just gonna be like, well, let's just let sleeping dogs lie and try and move on, or if he's gonna, tracking the NFL gun bias. He's thrown the Fraternal Order of Police support behind issues to preserve gun rights and industry initiatives to keep firearms beyond the reach of those who shouldn't possess them. He put NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell on notice in 2013 when he issued a strict no guns policy that included off-duty and retired retired law enforcement officers. Wow, I didn't even know that extended to cops too. Wow. So there you go. Like that guy. Like that Canterbury fella. The NRA's unreported donations to to LaPierre's wife's charity. The NRA Foundation describes itself as America's leading charitable organization in support of the shooting sports. Each year, the foundation, blah, 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 tax-deductible contributions takes in tens of millions of dollars, mostly from small donors. Let's see if we can get down to the part where they're talking about his... oh, you know what? I think I did hear something about this. Like all charitable groups, the NRA... Oh, crap. is required to describe the amount, nature, and recipients of its grants when its annual tax filings, but between 2013 and 17, the NRA did not disclose payments to at least one charity, a Christian organization called Youth for Tomorrow. Boy, that sounds scary too, doesn't it? Which provides outpatient and inpatient services for children with acute psychological and behavioral problems. Founded in '86 by the former football coach Joe Gibbs, the charity based in Northern Virginia is a favorite of conservative elites. It is not an obvious match for the NRA Foundation, but the two groups do have one point of overlap. Wayne LaPierre's wife, Susan LaPierre, is a longtime member of the YFT board and very recently was its president. So gave a bunch of money to his wife's organization, apparently, and didn't claim it or didn't say that they did. That's
surprise.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I hate to see organizations get caught doing shady shit. It just looks so bad.
What's the name of the organization again? I was kind of curious about that. Would you call it again? The Youth?
Yeah, it sounded like it's
Ute.
Utes.
It was like, geez, it's a Youth for Tomorrow. Wait, if that doesn't sound like a... I do not want the latest from the New York. Get out of here, pop-up. Get out of here, pop-up. Bad pop-up. Shit.
Real bad.
Get out of here. Yeah. Beat it. Okay.
Bad dog.
Yeah. Get out of here. Come on out of here. New Jersey, name and shame gun tactics-based misdirection and flat-out lies. Name and shame. I wonder if that has to do with naming who owns and doesn't own guns, which is illegal, right? You're not allowed to post the names of who owns guns, right? That's illegal?
I don't know.
Depends
It
on
is.
where you're at. New York did it. They did it in New York.
California.
They did it in New York and got sued the shit out of for it.
Yeah, I thought so. No, I don't think that's what this is about. No, that's about. No, that's just they're talking about numbers. Jill Filipovic. Filipovic, whatever the hell her name is. Every gun owner is at fault for mass shootings, it says.
It's
Yeah,
my
that's standard. That's a standard tactic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So I guess that means the drunk driver that goes down and kills 6 people. I guess that means that it's all our fault because we have cars.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
yeah. At least Bill and Omar waited till the next day to start blaming the NRA for it.
National Shooting Sports Foundation article. I don't know what the hell this article is about, but it's Mark Cuban and Ian Ziering all strapped to hell with all sorts of stuff here. I don't know what's going on here. This is crazy. It's time to call foul on Cuban's latest foray into the gun rights debate. He offered to update the Second Amendment. And what he really offered was lower the hoop to 6 feet so gun controllers could finally dunk. Oh, it's a hell of a metaphor. Cubans proposed
what he said. I mean, he said that the Second Amendment needs to be changed where the federal government can't institute gun control, but the states can do whatever the hell they want.
States are reserved the right to manage guns, including purchase, ownership, and management, whatever that means. Federal government can't seize your guns. Every American has the right to own a gun.
Except in states, according to him, that
except the states can. You have a right to own one unless your state decides to do whatever the craziness they want. That's right.
You realize if that would actually come to fruition, that there'd be like 3 states with all the people.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And all these other states would be empty.
Oh, you want to see some mass exodus? Yeah, that would cause.
They go bankrupt.
North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas would form our own union.
Michigan House bill would
that I wouldn't doubt. You're gonna get.
We got plenty of room for ranges. Come on down.
Yeah. You're gonna get a lot of southern states. They're forming their own little country, and that'll be the end of it. Talk about division.
Michigan House bill would decrease punishment for lapsed concealed carry pistols. Oh, there's a nice 1911. It's got some pearl grips, the little spade on it. That's pretty sharp.
Nice.
Michigan gun owners caught carrying a concealed pistol on an expired license would see a lighter sentence under legislation passed by the Michigan House. Currently, carrying a concealed pistol with an expired pistol permit, license or whatever, is a felony punishable by up to 5 years imprisonment, a $2,500 fine, or both. House Bill 4434 would make the first violation a civil fine of $330. It's an odd number, but if the license had lapsed in the previous year. So
I wonder what the punishment is for somebody that doesn't have a lapsed concealed carry permit, but is just carrying a gun concealed for whatever reason they want to.
Yeah, well, that's under the legislation.
If it's the same or if it's less. Kind of curious if they're if they're keeping it fair.
Yeah.
Under the law, if you happen to be carrying a concealed weapon with a valid permit, then you just get executed.
Yeah. So that's if it's the first offense too. He added the charges treated differently depending on where the violation was committed in the state. Some prosecutors will let the violation slide; others will pursue it. Obviously, that's always how the legal system works. Some people, you get the book thrown at you, or they can just let you walk right out. It depends on what kind of mood they're in. So there you go. I mean, at least it gives you the opportunity to If you have already, and it did say that, they did make a comment about if you have applied for renewal and just haven't gotten it yet and stuff like that. So that's kind of nice. I know there's some states that allow you to do that if you have applied for your renewal and haven't received it yet. You can still carry and not get in trouble. And then I've heard there's other states that are the total opposite, where unless you have that piece of paper, you're no good to go. And that's kind of a bummer, but state to state. There is no gun show loophole. We know that because we're members of gunchannels.com. There is no gun show loophole, no matter what Shannon Watts says. There is no gun show loophole when it comes to background checks for gun purchases. The law clearly states that if you've purchased a firearm for a person with an FFL, a background check must occur. If you purchase a gun from a private seller, you don't need a background check in some states. I will add that because I don't know why it doesn't say in some states. These same two principles apply whether you're at a gun show or not. Correct. So I don't think we need to read any more into that article. Alyssa Milano demands gun control law that wouldn't have stopped the Virginia Beach shooting. No shit, she's crazy. Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar, she's a banana. She's bananas too, man. That chick is rough, man. She's hard to listen to. Ilhan Omar, after Virginia Beach shooting, confront the NRA. Yeah, man. Yeah. She just wants the government to own the people, for sure.
Well, she just wants her Muslim brothers to own the people.
Well, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. When if they're who's in charge, then so be it. Brazilian lawyer Cesar Melo, probably that's Melo. Watch Brazil, see the failure of gun control. Yes, Brazil is giving some gun rights back to the people, which is awesome.
Yes, they are. Big time.
Yeah, and it's long and it's been too long for sure.
Long overdue. And it's amazing. They gave back, they were saying they gave back some in one section, and crime dropped like 89% in a day.
Are they still limiting people, the civilians, to 380?
No.
Really? They're not going to go 9 for everyone? At least a 9?
They're allowing 9s, yes.
It's interesting when you go to Taurus's website in Portuguese, their Brazilian website. You can open up their catalog and look at their foreign market catalog, and they have it marked on there. It'll say LE use only, and that's for the 9s, the 40s, the 45s. But the 380s, it'll say civilian use, civilian purchase allowed and stuff like that.
Well, that was the same thing. Somebody was talking about, what was it? I feel like Dead Horse said it in the Daily Gun Show last night or something. They were talking about Italy. Somebody started talking about 9x25 Dylan, and he mentioned 9x21, and because they can't own 9x19, and I think Italy has a ban on all military calibers for civilians, so they have some wacky calibers like 9x21.
Oh
man, that's why 38 Super is so popular in Mexico, because they have the same kind of anything that's a military caliber you can't own.
Ludacris 209 says, have you ever seen the active self-protection videos and shot? Always, yeah, active self-protection might as well be called Brazilian self-protection, because about 75% of his videos are in Brazil. And I'll tell you what, man, that makes you not want to go to Brazil.
I'll tell you, you don't want to go to Brazil. My wife had to go down there for work. And
I can't believe they had the Olympics down there the other year.
Yeah, she had somebody meet her at the airport, and that was her guide and protection for the whole time she was down there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know they were saying U.S. citizens they have to have armed protection down there all the time, or otherwise they're gonna have a problem.
Yep. Yep. She went down there, and she had somebody. They met her at the airport, and everywhere she went, he went with her, and they actually had to take out insurance on her too when she went down there.
Now, is that just like in Rio and Sao Paulo, or is that the whole freaking country?
Well, she was in the big cities, but I would imagine it would be anywhere in the country because
it's pretty much anywhere you go down there.
Jair Bolsonaro, the new president of Brazil, known as Trump of the Tropics. That's a funny little name in it. Ran on two promises: more economic freedom and restore the ability of ordinary people to legally buy guns and use them for self-defense. What is happening now that Jair, Travis, is that Jair? Would that be pronounced Jair maybe?
What number?
Jair
Bolsonaro. Yeah. It'd probably be like Jair in like Portuguese. They would do like the J's.
They pronounce it as Jair.
Jair
Bolsonaro.
He has eliminated the discretionary power of police to prevent an otherwise qualified individual from buying a gun. There you go. So it's like it's almost like in the United States making it shall issue, not may issue, right? There were complaints this was insufficient. His supporters wanted a greater reform and return to the gun laws before 97. Hey, it's sometimes it's baby steps, right? And I think it's awesome that they're at least taking those baby steps, or at least have somebody in power that wants to push for it. Sometimes it takes time. He refuses to pay bribes. He says he will arrest people who ask him for bribes. Good man.
Yeah, he's he would what we would classify as a right wing, almost to an extreme right wing. There's one guy I follow on the political side that he's actually from Brazil, and he followed him all through. And he has friends that live down there yet, and followed him all through the election and everything else, because he actually got stabbed. They tried to kill him.
Oh, I imagine.
It was like a week. I guess it was a week before the election. He got ambushed, and basically when the guy stabbed him, if the blade would have been another half an inch longer, and they would have caught him at a different angle, he wouldn't have made it. But he did.
Man, stab wounds are bad too, man. You bleed like a pig. It's Swalwell takes anti-gun message to Texas. Hilarity ensues. This guy looks like this guy's a used car salesman, man.
Yep.
He's just, oh man, it's got a little mileage, man. Come on down there to put some new tires on that old dang old. They're gonna run forever, boy. I'll tell you what. Gun violence. Yeah. 15 people. Yeah, 2.3 million people in Houston, Texas, where he did his speaking engagement, and 15 people were there. That's demoralizing, buddy. Good luck on that. I know what this one's about. There is open carry, and then there is stupid open carry. So this is the dude with the packing like 4 guns. Man, that's the guy.
Okay, and there was like some rhyme and reason behind that, maybe.
I don't know. And of course, he's his shirt is like the due to the price of ammo shirt. Do not expect a warning shot. Real nice, bud. Real good. What talk about some shit if you would actually have to pull your gun and fire in self-defense. What do you think is going to happen to you when you go to when the other lawyer gets a hold of you?
Oh, I can guarantee you what happened.
Dude had 3 guns and he had a shirt that said "Do not expect a warning shot."
As I say, I can guarantee you what's going to happen. The other guy's going to walk, and he's going to be going to jail for probably the next 300 years, or the electric chair, one of the two.
Disputed facts in the gun debate. Oh, she looks confused. Oh, I don't know what happened. That's the face that Snob's wife had when she got in the car after he was blasting his way back from. She's like, "Oh my god, my car smells like ass."
I saw something else interesting earlier today too. They were talking about trying to obtain a U.S. visa. So now, if you try to obtain a U.S. visa, now all your social media, you must present all your social media accounts, including passwords, so they can review all your social media accounts before you can obtain a visa.
Yeah. Is the U.S. violent because of civilian gun ownership? For some people, the gun issue is of one appearance. Many legal residents own guns here in the USA. We also see lots of news coverage when innocent people are shot. We don't read about the violence in other countries, so we assume that other countries are peaceful. We put these facts together and conclude that guns cause violent crime here in the U.S. It turns out that our news is biased in favor of reporting local violent crime.
You think?
Yeah, no shit, right? Other countries have violent crime also, but you have to look to find it. A stereotypical gun owner is a rural farmer, but it is our failed inner cities where we see the most violence. The myth about gun owners are not real. Bad governance causes violent crime, not guns. Governance. Never said that word either. I'm using all sorts of new words.
Governance.
Yeah, you're just a plethora of the new English language terms here tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Bad governance. Oh, yeah, not government. Okay. Are guns too easy to get? If you think it's easy for an honest citizen to buy a gun, then I encourage you to try and buy one in California or New Jersey. Do it, Pickle. Criminals don't have to wait for a 10-day waiting period or a one gun a month delay. It can take you months to buy a gun legally. While a criminal,
some of us have wives that give us a 1 month one gun a month delay. You know, I mean,
one gun a month. Holy crap!
That's worse than any kind of regulations. You know, no.
I wish I had the money to do one gun a month. Yeah. How often do ordinary citizens defend themselves with a firearm?
Quite often. All you got to do is, it's hard to find, but you can do it.
Yeah.
More often than people get killed.
About 1 out of 200 of us will use a firearm to legally defend ourselves or another innocent party. That means your legally owned gun makes you safer. With a little education, some training, and self-storage, your gun makes you much safer. And I'm a believer that when it says education and some training, it does not necessarily have to be paid training, but learning on your own, learning with a friend, having a firearm mentor, is a great thing.
At least if you have the basic knowledge and function.
We're completely missing. There is a platform out there where you can get all kinds of training. Now you may have to sort through that, and I will tell you right now, avoid Voda Consulting.
Mm-hmm. I knew that name was going to come up.
But you can get a lot of training free at your house, sitting in front of your computer.
Absolutely. Okay, now that I got you on the line here, Obnoxious, Cottonwood Heights police will support moms by wearing orange.
I'm taking orange back again.
You better get on your fucking horse, man.
My horse is orange.
As a statement against gun violence, Cottonwood Heights police officers will wear special orange shirts as a statement against gun violence in June.
What the hell? When did they start taking? I know they did. I know they started doing this, and they're going to wear orange. But why and why? Why did they take orange?
Because it makes them easier to see, I guess. I don't know. I mean, moms demand action wear red, right? Don't they wear red polos or some shit? So this, I wish. Where is this? Cottonwood Heights. Where did it say? Didn't say the state, did it? Where the hell's Cottonwood Heights?
Is it up there under that pop out?
I have no idea.
Oh, Utah. Cottonwood State's Utah.
Well, they're Mormons too, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a bummer. I could totally see police, being against gun violence and illegal use of weapons, illegally obtained weapons and violence and whatnot. But when they hook up with the Moms Demand Action crew, yeah, that's fine. When they hook up with the Moms Demand Action crew, that is a totally different message that they're putting out there.
Yeah, because the problem is now they have a conflict of interest because now they're getting politically involved,
Mm-hmm.
and they try to pursue an agenda.
From neighborhood battlegrounds to war zones, the obscure symptoms of the UK's failing self-defense policy. Why is it not bringing this up? There we go. Talking about knife crime. Oof. I get creeped out when I think about being stabbed. I just cut myself a bunch at work. You know what I mean? Had a couple of bad cuts. I can't imagine what it's like to catch one in the bad chest. Yeah, man. Yeah.
It don't feel good.
Oof.
And after it's over, you kind of get pissed because it actually happened.
Yeah.
And you got to worry about the internal damage and all the crap that can cause down the road too.
Well, like I said, depending on the weather, sometimes mine will flare up every now and again because I got stabbed at work.
Jesus.
That runaway Tommy gun. There you go.
It kind of pissed me off too.
Yeah.
It irritated me because he hit my gun belt, then he hit my vest, and then he went between. Then it got between the gun belt and the vest.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Then I was irritated. Missed my kidney by about half an inch.
CNN's Chris Cuomo mocks rape survivors Second Amendment views. I heard about this, but I didn't watch the video. I know, a woman was in Congress, right? Wasn't she giving a statement or a speech? And he was said something about her being raped, but he didn't know that, and he was, I guess, talking some anti-gun nonsense to her, and I guess he backtracked a little bit once he found out that she was a victim of rape. I did hear about that one. She was scared of owning guns before the horrid incident occurred, but during the assault, she realized that without a gun, there was no way she could fight back. Meghan McCain came to Corbyn's defense after Cuomo mocked her, tweeting, Kim Corbyn is a rape survivor who's now choosing to tell her story and arm and protect herself. I think is a real question. The real question is why so many men in the media always treat conservative women like our values, life experiences, and perspective is some kind of joke, like we are valued less.
Well, Meghan McCain won't even go there.
Yeah, I mean, could be worse.
It could be, yes.
Did you know Amazon sells ammunition? That did not know that.
I did not know that either.
Where? Where? I've never been able to see ammunition on Amazon.
Did you know Amazon sells ammunition? It says, me neither, but apparently a fan of David Hogg got a surprise in his latest shipment from the Bezos Mart. David Hogg, you shouldn't, it's from Twitter, I guess, or something, I don't know. You shouldn't be able to buy a gun parts, or ammunition over the internet. I mistakenly received rifle cartridges that I never would order in my Amazon Prime shipping box last night. It was literally terrifying. I'm involuntarily tasked with their safe disposal.
I'll call bullshit on that one.
Oh, Federal Fusion. I got some of that. I got some of that. If he doesn't want it, I'll take it. Federal Fusion's some good stuff. It's a good bonded.
I'm gonna say either somebody stuck that in there, either intentionally or
yeah.
Or he's full of shit.
Yeah, well, no, definitely he's full of shit. We already know that. He probably stuck it in there himself. That's what he found laying on the grass at the school.
Yeah, it's like that school teacher that put the rounds over there in the register.
Yep, exactly.
Has anybody told Genius here that Massachusetts requires a firearm license to purchase or possess ammunition? If that ammo appeared magically in his home, he is now in violation of that law and told everybody on the internet. He needs a round of applause. Yeah, so it doesn't have a statement on what exactly. This is a comment underneath. It says, well, as of just now, I searched Amazon for federal ammo, and the second item up was for PowerShock rifle ammo, 30-06. I didn't find it hard to believe that they sell ammo over through Amazon. I mean, has anybody else heard of that ever?
No, I'm looking for it right now.
I mean, a lot of stuff doesn't necessarily go through Amazon either. It gets like drop shipped and stuff like that, you know. Who knows? That's weird. Emotional support pistol, do not pet.
Go back to that chick in the bathing suit.
What? Oh, look. It's Obama. You want me to look at Obama? Is that?
Well, I haven't had a black guy on a bicycle in like a week, so yeah. Maybe 2 weeks. I was on vacation.
Emotional support pistol, do not pet. It's a Kydex holster for some sort of Glockish weapon. Nigerians demand gun rights after Boko Haram jihad spree. Oh, that guy. He's got a Hershey Kiss hat. Look at that. That's Hershey Park happy. Hershey Park.
Now I'm hungry.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so another country with no gun rights is like, hey, we ain't got no gun rights, bro. We're getting our ass handed to us here.
It's funny. I'm looking at the flag and at the guy's armaments, and you go like, he's got a Hershey Kiss hat.
yeah. I'm a special kind of guy. There is a growing list of companies making 6.5 PRC. 6.5 PRC, is that the one that the Marines want to take? The Marines are going to take? Oh, maybe not. The 6.5 PRC has gained a respectable following since Hornady released it 2 years ago. Long distance shooters and hunters desire precision rifle cartridges for the additional power it brings to its predecessor, the popular 6.5 Creedmoor. I don't know anything about 6.5 PRC.
PRC, I don't know.
Travis, you got to buy one and give us some reviews. Okay, get on that. I expect it on my desk in a week. 6.5 PRCs.
Everybody's asking me, what do you think about that 350 Legend? And I'm like, whatever.
I don't know much about it. I mean, I've talked about it a little bit, here and there, with, just in conversation, but
It doesn't.
People who want to punch paper a long ways off, or hunters who want ultralight guns with the most punch possible out in a compact, lightweight platform. I'll have to look it up.
PRC.
We chose to chamber our rifle and load ammunition in the 6.5 PRC because it is popular. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's over here on the Walmart shelf.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. Foster added that the Axial Precision Mountain Shadow Rifle with it, which I've never heard of either. With a 20-inch barrel, he was able to get roughly 3,000 feet per second using the 6.5 PRC 143 gain ELDX. Extra long low drag. The X Bolt from Browning has one. I don't know.
You lost your orange.
Well, yeah, he's probably going to hang out with moms, demand action, and cops and shit.
So hey, guess what? You can actually buy 12 gauge shotgun ammo through Amazon. Through Amazon, not by Amazon. It's actually it even states here. This is shipped from and sold by iSave.
Yeah.
From New York, New York, but you cannot buy it on Amazon.
There we go. Sounds interesting. Man allegedly attacks woman over handicap parking spot. Gets shot.
Oh, that's a shame.
A man allegedly attacked a woman over a handicap parking spot outside Milwaukee Police headquarters, only to be shot when the woman pulled a gun on him. 59-year-old Joseph Dreyer allegedly confronted the 28-year-old woman over a handicapped parking spot. Dreyer thought the woman looked too young to need the spot and, after argument, went to his car and allegedly returned with a steering wheel lock. Nice job, asshole. Idiot. I mean, I've seen people question others, in parking spots, handicapped spots. It's not something I would really do, but to let it get to the point where now, I wonder if she was. I want to know. We didn't see was she really allowed to park in that spot? That would be a son of a bitch if she was parking in that spot illegally or whatever. But it doesn't really matter. She was still defending herself nonetheless.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
I mean, how many times have I taken a shit in a handicap stall? I don't have a handicap sticker.
Well, it's a good thing nobody watches this show because probably have the police kicking on your door right now. They'd be like, you did what? Where? You're coming with us, sir.
You don't need a sticker to put in a sticker.
Holy shit. Slapshot USA's new high-velocity buckshot loads 2,800 feet per second.
What?
Ouch. The hell? Jesus Christ.
Wow. That's going to hurt.
Holy smokes. Yeah, for sure, man.
It's gonna hurt.
Damn.
Jesus. That ain't that's not your grandpa's buckshot. That's not your grandpa's birdshot for your trailer park homes.
That's a Tau Fledermaus thing right there.
Yeah, Slapshot USA. What a horrible name, though. Slapshot USA develops shotgun loads for short-range defensive use. Their ammunition is loaded with very lightweight projectile. Performance and 12 gauge, 193 grain precision home defense slugs. 193 grain slugs.
Jeez. When I get up to like 4 followers on my YouTube channel, they should send me those.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I got 31. Maybe they'll send me a box just to try.
Actually, I think I got a lot of followers. I just don't do shit. Let's see, what do I got? Talk amongst yourselves.
Recently, the company came up with a 12-gauge high-velocity buckshot load that throws 9 pellets of special single-aught buckshot and a muzzle velocity of 2,800 feet per second.
Wow.
Jesus,
that's badass. Let's shoot that.
Yeah, that's smoking, man. Now I wonder if it's lead. Oh yeah, that looks like lead.
Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking
certainly
maybe
does.
it might be tungsten or something,
Yeah,
or steel, something
it's,
lighter.
it's really really nicely made too. Look how nice and round that shit is.
Oh, and it looks like my gallstone.
It's like my dog was chewing on it. Jesus. Macy, are you chewing on my buckshot again?
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at you.
Your dog needs better teeth.
Yeah. Cook County Sheriff, 51 people charged with first-degree murder are on home confinement. What?
Cool.
Well, that can't be good.
There you go.
Lego M1 Garand.
What? Mega Man.
Lego M1 Garand.
Lego
Scope
M1
it.
There you go.
Grenade launcher. That looks awesome. Very
That actually
cool.
does look pretty cool.
So that's on the YouTubes there. If you want to check it out, there's a
M82 scope and a M7
Hold on.
grenade launcher. There we go.
With the price of Lego bricks being what it is, this M1 probably costs more than the real article.
No shit.
It fucking better not.
That I wouldn't doubt.
Oh God, better not. That's a whole lot of some expensive Lego shit.
Yeah, what? 20 years ago, I could have bought a Grand
Yeah, I know,
CMP for what? $250.
Yeah, those days are gone. It's a shame. Firearms designer, Kimber founder Jack Warren has died. Don't know much about him. Ruger introduces the Custom Shop Super GP100 8-shot revolver. Oh, that fancy pants thing. Obnoxious will have one next week. That son of a bitch.
No, Yankee will be carrying it tomorrow.
There you go.
He'll sell 3 more of his cigs and buy one. Look at that cylinder though. Look how thin that is to get all 8 in there.
Oh, that's pretty tight.
Yeah. Look how that's not that it. No, I'm not saying it's not safe or anything, but that's really thin. It's thin walled.
I'll never have a Korth.
Yeah, right. Every time he says he'll never get one, he just means you'll be seeing it on my channel in 2 weeks. Every time. 4 poachers shot dead in Bangladesh mangrove gunfight. Well, there you go.
You can't survive a mangrove gunfight.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't want to be in one. Concealed carry gun holder shoots gunman in head. Well, we're going to shoot somebody. That's a good way to end it all, I guess. Oh, we got a little pistol there.
You give me 5 shots, I'll shoot you in the head.
Mm-hmm. A concealed carry holder shot and killed someone who approached him with a gun May 27th in Little Village in the southwest side, South Carolina, and southern SoCal. He was walking to his apartment, approached him, took a handgun. The man, 25, pulled out his gun and shot Rafael Silva, also 25, in the head. Did you guys hear about the dude that was in the training class with Snob, that the day after he got out of the training class, he ended up getting in a shootout with a guy?
Oh, no, didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, so young guy, MJ, I forget what he is on Instagram. MJ Firearms 33, I believe, or something like that. Was in the class with Snob and, Tack Daddy and a bunch of other people were there. And gets back home to Chicago, goes to visit his girlfriend, has his 5-year-old son with him. And a dude starts shit with him out of nowhere, just kind of steps out from like in an alleyway or whatever, and starts yelling at him, swearing at him, pulls out a gun, points it at him, and shoots. He actually shot at him and missed, I think. He missed. Well, this dude pulls out his own firearm and puts a couple into him, and the guy's brain dead in intensive care now. Guy had his 5-year-old son with him. Scary. He when the guy pulled out the gun before he shot him, he sort of grabbed his son and tucked him behind him, and what are you going to do? And, ended up shooting. And I mean, I'm sure the guy will die eventually. So I'm sure you'd say shot and killed him, but it's crazy. Just no warning, no nothing, just a dude, And he said that the guy had his phone out and was recording it. So it must have, I'm assuming that means it was probably some sort of gang related thing. He was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He needed to do that to get in.
Yeah.
I guess he didn't get in.
Florida gunfight in Fort Lauderdale parking garage. CCW holder survives. And Esther said, Vil acted in self-defense, shooting the man who died. And Esther said that man was the aggressor. He saved many lives by killing him. He's a hero. And Esther said, still investigating. Pros and cons of ankle carry. Pro, most people will never see it. Con, it's a long way to go for your gun, especially if you're a fat bastard.
I'd have to exhale totally to get to it.
You almost have
twice.
Almost, you got to lay on the floor, do a couple sit-ups, and then hold on, I'll be right there. Hold on a second.
He's already hit.
Yeah. Shooting through doors and walls. There you
go. Well, I'm thinking an M1 Garand thing, that Lego thing, seems to be a little bit of maybe a kind of a mock-up. Because I've been looking for that and I can't find it anywhere, even at Lego itself. It's not even showing.
Yeah. Could be. Or it could just be some crazy shit that they did. And they're not selling it.
That's possible too.
Houston Police Chief, permitless carry will embolden gang members.
Why? The gang members have permitless carry now. What's the difference?
Exactly. Yeah. Now
free holsters for all the gang members. Free holsters.
Yeah. And there's a Chuck Canterbury again. Golden State coach Steve Kerr. Gun control is my movement. Go take a movement and get out of here. All right. That's it for here. That's cool. Oh, I've never done that in the show. I just wanted to maybe take a headline, call it a headline day or something.
So I just built a 300 blackout pistol today.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have a pistol grip yet. So I can't install my safety.
Yeah,
I'm just looking for recommendations. I don't want a cheapy, $4.
I'll tell you what, I love Hogue. I love Hogue stuff. I don't have a Hogue grip on my AR, just because I bought it as a full lower. I bought an upper and a lower. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I have the MOE, the Magpul MOE Plus. I guess it is. It's textured. It's got like the little logo on it as texturing, and it has the compartment in it. Which is pretty nice. It has a compartment in the bottom. If I didn't have that, or if I build a rifle, I'd probably go with a Hogue, because I have a Hogue on my AK and I love it.
Is that which one's the Hogue? The one with just the rubber overmold?
Mine has you can see with the Hogue, one thing you do have to watch is you can buy the Hogue well, I'm assuming you can still do it. They have the Hogue overmolded grips, and then they have the inserts that you can put in them, but the grip is the same for mine no matter what. So you could buy one that's just the grip, or you can buy one that's the grip and it has the little insert that gives it the bottom. So you could buy it and it's open bottom when you buy it, or you can buy it with the little thing in it that it's almost like a lid. You know what I mean? It like snaps in there and keeps it pretty sealed. But it has like a little thing in there to hold batteries and stuff like that. I just keep my broken shell extractor in the grip all the time, just in case I would ever need it. It's there. But I don't know. I like Hogue. Some people don't like it because they don't like that rubbery kind of squishy. I don't want to say squishy, but that rubbery kind of feel. I really like that. I've just always
I don't mind it. I like the more vertical, pistol grip, because on my AR it's kind of angled back, and if I shoot it a lot, it's kind of irritating.
I found one for me that was the best in both worlds, because I like the Hogues, but I like the harder plastic. And the one that I use is by Blackhawk, and it's manufactured by Ergo Grips. It's $7.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you, I think it's on. I'm sorry, I lie. It's if you buy 10 or more, it's $7. If you buy up to 10, it's like $10 a piece.
Yeah.
Well, here you're in the chat, so.
Yeah, I just don't like I don't hate it, but I definitely am not a big fan of like the grips that come on the plastic grips that come on AKs, like when you get a Wasser. I'm not a big fan of those kind of grips. They're fine. I mean, I just think there's stuff out there that I like a little bit better. I like I like finger grooves, most of the time.
See, that's my normal.
Yeah, that's
AR shit.
Yep.
And
yeah, that Ergo grip too. That has a little pouch on the bottom of it. You can actually put stuff in, even though they say you're not supposed to. But you know how that works.
Yeah, that's nice to have. I mean, it's nice to have that ability to. Yeah.
Got a little 10.5-inch 300 blackout.
That's cool.
I don't have my grip on yet, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ordered I ordered a 16-inch upper, which I'll have on Tuesday for my 300. Got my ammo, got my magazines, got all that stuff ready to go. So
I don't see that.
I clicked that link to that Blackhawk. I've seen those.
That's my I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, there you go.
It's the
snowflake.
Yep. Snowflake.
Yep.
I want it. Send it to me. I want that.
I'll send you one.
I think who else just got Obnoxious? I think got one. Black Cat.
I know Black Cat has one.
Yeah, he rubs that in my face all the damn time.
I didn't get the one that was painted.
Yeah, color filled.
Like another $40 for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, I can fill that shit in for
$2. I will say that I've done some color fill on my stuff. I've color filled a couple of things, and it's really fun. I actually really like it, and it's kind of neat. I've used I just used red and white so far, as I think the red and white looks really nice. Like the white looks nice. It just pops. It's real clean. And I've done red on my Savage and on my Stevens 320. And I think it's kind of cool because it's kind of neat to have a little bit of something that kind of ties your guns together. It's kind of fun. If you have some of the lettering color filled in a certain color on all of them, it's kind of neat, kind of ties the collection together,
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted a snowflake. What could be better than a 300 blackout pistol snowflake?
Oh yeah, it's perfect for sure. Yeah, it's the ultimate FU.
Right.
I'll be interested to see what Roll Call does with that. I sent him one of the Schneck up lowers, so I'll be interested to see what he builds with that.
Oh yeah,
what'd you send roll call?
One of the Schneck lowers from PSA.
Cool. That's awesome. That's a hell of a gift, man. That's cool.
I wrote it off as a donation to the channel. So
yeah, no, that's very cool of you, man. That's awesome.
It irritates me with PSA because they have my FFL information. They've had it now for 3 months, and they still can't get it up a damn website.
Mm.
And I want to order the. They have new ones out now. It's the M4, the U.S. government M4 ones. So I want to order 2 of those. I don't have my FFL info. It's like, come on, guys, get with the program here.
Yeah. All right. I think we're. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. Everybody else took off.
Yeah.
We're gonna call it a shift here. But no, I had a good time. I wanted to, like I said, do a little something different tonight. And whether it's necessarily the best viewing for people, it's it is what it is. But I thought it would be kind of different. So there's a couple people out there. Dead horses in the chat. DT Pfeiffer's down there too in the Gun Channel chat. I didn't see you guys because I was screen sharing that whole time.
Yeah, like I said, this one's cool. This one's cool that I want to get this one because this one has the actual property of the U.S. government, M4A1 carbine caliber 5.56 mm.
Oh,
and
neat.
the serial number under it.
Huh.
And where they put the actual PSA logo is actually up at the very top of the receiver.
Oh yeah,
and it's nice. It's small printed, so you have to kind of look for it.
Yeah.
So I want to get a couple of those.
Yeah, they do the stealth lowers too that don't have any logo on them.
They do. Yep.
That's pretty nowadays. If you're close to somebody that does it, or if you know somebody that does it that can do engraving, relatively inexpensively, man, it's getting one of those stealth lowers and then having something done custom is pretty awesome. Getting you can get all sorts of cool stuff done to it. Nowadays, it's nuts.
Yeah, the one guy who was in my class.
I think of my Halo.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. The one guy who was in my class, he's a vice president of the motorcycle club out in New Mexico, and he actually had an AR pistol done for him, and he actually got one of the blank lowers, and they actually engraved his insignia for the logo, for the club, the logo, club cool. Logo.
Yeah,
did that on the side, on both sides. As a matter of fact, color filled both things. He has his name across the rail on the top. Also on the charging handle, when you pull the charging handle out, it has the club name on it.
That's cool.
It's a pretty badass setup. It was pretty cool looking.
Yeah, that's neat. That's cool. It's just it's a cool time to. It's kind of a cool time if you're into custom stuff like that because there's so much out there available. Pink says he's Keystone finally charged his card, so he is as Mini Mosin might be coming soon. Those are really cool. Have you guys seen those? The 22 caliber little Mini Mosin Nagants. They're like I don't know, it's not custom, but limited edition.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's really, really sharp looking. If you haven't seen them, a couple of the guys showed them at I guess it was SHOT Show. They had them at, and I think I can't remember how many they're planning on doing. It's not a ton. So to be able to snag one of those is pretty awesome. That's really cool.
So I got to tell you, when I put in my front takedown pin today on my lower,
mm-hmm.
I lost my detent pin twice.
Mm.
twice today and found it. And put it back in.
Wow.
That's what I used to before I had an AR, and I don't really have anything against that. I never really had anything against ARs. I just didn't have one, and I liked my AK so much. But I used to talk a lot of shit about, how I never wanted a gun that, I never thought you should, a gun was too awesome if you could buy a kit for it that was specifically called a easily lost piece kit. I was like, I don't want a gun like that. You got to buy a whole box of easily lost pieces. That's shitty.
Well, what's nice is the lower parts kits you get from PSA. They actually send you extras.
Oh, really?
They'll send you extra. They'll send you an extra spring, and they'll also send you extra D10 pins, which is actually pretty cool.
Cost them another $1. What the hell,
Nice, yeah, maybe.
It's good that they do that shit.
Well, they sell those. They sell the Oops kits, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Or is that Midway? I forget.
Yeah, I don't remember. Somebody does. I do remember hearing about it. I remember the first time I took apart my Jennings. It's weird. You push in the back to get the slide off the slide off the frame. You just use a pen or something. You push the back where the firing pin spring is. You just push it in, and you can lift the slide right off of it. That thing took off on me the first time I took that apart. It's boing, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And I was sitting on the edge of my bed, just doing it, just upstairs, and that son of a bitch shot right into my closet. Closet door was open, and it's about the size of a spring from a pen, like just a mechanical pen,
Yeah.
It's very, honestly, if I ever lost it, I bet you I could open up a couple pens and find one that would fit, because it looks just like them. But as soon as it took off, I was like, oh shit. Like, son of a bitch. And I was super lucky, man, because I had a bunch of stuff in my closet at the time. There's just there's shoes in there, and there's whatever. And I poked my head in and looked, and it was sitting right on the top of a bunch of on the top of one of my shoes. And I was like, man, if that would have went inside my boot or something, because I had my boots there. I was like, man, if that would have went inside my boot, who knows how long it would have been till I found that damn thing. I was lucky. And then I had started hearing about people that are like, oh yeah, every once in a while, if I really have to take things apart, I'll lay down a white sheet or something down, so that if something bounces off or boings off, at least I know it's and you can see it a little easier. I was like, oh, it's not a bad idea.
Well, I just got all my shit laid out from being on vacation for 10 days. And I'm sitting there putting it together, and I heard it bounce off the wall, the door, and on the floor. And I get my giant light out, and I'm looking for it, and I stepped on it with my bare feet.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah. When I do stupid stuff like that, I got my wife out to go find it, because she can usually find it. And if all else fails, I'll send my dog out, and then my dog will find it. And that's weird how he does that.
That's funny.
My wife came in when I was putting it together. She goes, "What are you doing to your gun?" I goes, "Oh, I'm just tweaking it." It was a brand new gun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's been in the safe for so long. I just needed to give it a once over.
I'm just cleaning it.
Yeah. See, it was hard for me to get away with that up until I got my FFL. Now I can get away with that.
Yeah, I had a guy said one time, he was joking about that, about how he sneaks guns into the house so his wife doesn't know, and he was making a bunch of jokes, and he's like, oh yeah, he's like, all you got to do, he's like, it doesn't matter how many guns you have, it matters how many gun cases you have. He was like, you just got to have one gun case.
That's
that way
true.
she only. He's like, no matter when she sees you coming and going out of the house, it's the same case. She just doesn't know what's in it. I was like, well, that's pretty slick. That's not a bad idea.
The other thing too is color.
Yeah,
Because
all black.
I've always had black, but now I had a couple of tan ones, and it's like, she questioned that one. Well, I thought and then I have 3 tan ones. I got the Glock and FN.
And my one black one holds 3 rifles. So when I sling it over my shoulder, it's like,
Yeah. I was just looking at, somebody had brought up about, Travis said about it, the knockoff Pelican cases that Harbor Freight has. And they have one that's, because I have a hard time with my Savage because it's a 24-inch barrel and I have a muzzle brake on it. And I have the scope on it. It has an extended enlarged, it has a big bolt handle, which is no big deal. I can just take the bolt out of it usually when I travel it. But I also have a bubble level on it. So I have a hard time getting it in a case. I usually don't take it in a case. So I wanted to look into those. And they're like 100. Well, I saw a flyer when they were on sale. They were on sale for $100, but they're thick. They have the pluck foam in them. They're waterproof. They say they're waterproof. I mean, I wouldn't trust it. Like, I wouldn't try and use it as a boat or anything, but it says it's waterproof. And I forget what else it said on the flyer, but I want to check into one of those. Not necessarily purchase it, but I want to see if they. I've never seen one at the store. I wish they had one that I could go check
have
out.
those.
Lunatic Rider says, I did that too until my wife saw me put it into the safe. She's like, oh, that looks new. She's like, oh, that looks new. Yeah.
Well, of course, because I clean them all the time.
Yeah.
You clean it like a son of a bitch, man. It looks,
it's called basic maintenance.
That's what you got to do. You got to wait till she's walking past your room, Moo, and just go, boy, that looks brand new again. Look at that.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, look at that. Squeaky clean.
See, I can kind of get away with that because I yell at her all the time because she never cleans hers.
Yeah.
And, I have tons of dust bunnies all over it. And it's like, come on, what the hell?
Oh, that's how I cleaned my 40 the other day, last week, and it was like that. You don't realize how much fuzz gets in there underneath the hammer and stuff, Damn. Yesterday's pomade says, if you're laying it proper, you don't have to ask for permission to buy guns. I don't hear a peep out of my lady.
Yeah, we can tell you're not married.
Yeah.
Or I can rent you out for like half an hour. I don't know.
Glimtex, the total opposite. He's trying to smuggle guns in his house like they're smuggling kids across the border down there, man.
Hey, somebody's got
El Camino with some burlap.
Yeah. Is that a sack of potatoes? Yeah, that's it.
Don't breathe. Don't talk.
Yeah. Just pretend you're a bunch of potatoes.
This is all just a figment of your imagination. You don't see anything.
Yeah, like the Jedi mind trick.
Yeah, there you go. These are not the guns you were looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny, pomade. That's a good one. Yeah, I want to look into them. I know Rob D. New York Outcast has a video on the smaller ones for pistols. So I'm gonna next time I'm in a chat and I see him, I want to ask him about his, and he has a video on it, and I got to watch that video, but I want to ask him, even since he's done the video, how he likes it. Because I mean, if the same companies make them, if they make a good quality pistol one, you got to think that the rifle one should be pretty good quality too. But like those Pelican cases are awesome, but I can't afford something like that just to go to and from the range,
Yeah, they can get a little salty.
But I do like to use a case. I don't like to just lay it on my back seat. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, because inevitably, especially, driving those nice, smooth roads in Pennsylvania, every road you go down is like, driving through, Baja into winds up on the floor.
Yeah. Pink says they had them a few years ago too. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, exactly. If you have to hit the the brake, somebody pulls out in front of you or something and it goes sliding off the back seat, and you know what I mean? It's just, try and take care of it. It's just, it's a nice rifle. I mean, if it was just a knock around 22 or something, $100 22, I wouldn't worry about it. But as you get older and you try and buy some nicer stuff, you gotta you gotta take care of it for sure. All right, so we got a couple people out there. Pink's out there. Ludicrous. William Trader, how you doing? He says, how would you hide the bank statement? YP Jorge's still out there. Down in the gun channel side, Dead Horses was out there. Pfeiffer was down there. G was down there. G was the first one.
How would you hide the bank statements? It's very easy. Have two accounts.
Oh.
Yeah, we have the personal account that we have with the business account. She doesn't see the business account.
I'll have to hit up Walmart's app or something and see if they, a lot of times Walmart has stuff that you can order, but you can't buy at the stores. That's where I got my single piece cleaning rod that I bought from. It's a Hoppies. That thing is nice. I love that thing. That's so nice. If you've never used a good single piece cleaning rod, like a good stiff fiberglass, this one's a fiberglass one. It's Hoppies Elite makes it. Boy, it's awesome. It's so much nicer than the 3-piecers. Or I'm not a huge boar snake fan. I've honestly never owned one. I've used one because other people have had them and I've used them and it's fine. I don't know. They're pretty expensive for what they are.
Boar snakes are fine. Like I said, I keep in my bag for when I'm down at the range. If I use gunky stuff just to jam something through and clean it out, I'll use a boar snake, but not for normal cleaning. But I agree. A solid rod. The rod that I have it comes in 2 pieces, but it's thick. It's heavy because those little gold things you get in the cheapo cases, they always snap.
I bought a nice single piece one, that one, and then I bought a really inexpensive one at Walmart. It was on sale for like $4 or $5 one day, and it's a steel one and it's coated. It's got like a rubber coating on it so it doesn't scratch, and it's not as nice, but it's only for like 22s and stuff. It's not that, it's a little thinner. It's for 17 or 22 caliber. But even that one is so much nicer than the ones that are pieces. They're segments, I guess you call it, segmented ones. Because those they flop around, and it's funny, like depending on which end depending on which way you're going in the bore, sometimes they'll actually unscrew themselves a little bit. The twist.
Yep.
The twist will make it unscrew a little bit. I did that once years ago. I didn't realize it was happening, and damn thing came off, and I had a section of it halfway down my damn barrel, which is no big deal. You just put it back in there and screw it back in. But I was like, oh shit, what the hell happened there? If you've never had one, the single ones are nice for sure.
Yeah, but then with those, 2 and 3-piecers, you're trying to do a bore and it's a tight fit with the patch, and you're pushing down. Next thing snap. Whoop. Okay. Well, next rod, it's gone.
Yeah. Well, they're so flexible. You start banging around, and you feel like, I mean, if it's just like a cheap gun, who cares? But when you're putting it down there and it's rattling around and it's hitting the inside of the chamber and it's coming out and it's or it's catching somewhere. It's just, there's got to be a better way and a more cautious way and a better way to take care of your stuff, so.
Yeah, and then you bring it up and you got a big hunk of your chrome lining that comes with it because it just scraped the side of your barrel. And that's the end of that. Well, here goes the chrome lining.
Yeah, fuck that. I've never done that, but I'd be upset as hell, man. Oh, that would drive me. I'd feel so bad about that one. All right, let's call it a night. Do you guys have anything going on? You wanna plug anything in the future here?
Nothing for me other than I'm going to go shoot hopefully next week. Other than that, that's it. But thank you for the invite.
Oh, absolutely, man. Great to have you. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks for the invite.
Nice
Finally been able to jump on. It's been good, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Your guys are y'all are always welcome. Like I said, if I Glimtech, if I miss you because you don't necessarily come up, sometimes I go through the list and just I click whoever pops up when I hit the letter, go through A, B, C, or whatever. If I miss you or something like that, and you're out there, don't be afraid to ask for a link. I'll shoot
well,
you
like I
one.
said, I gave you my Gmail address in the very beginning.
Yeah.
So, like I said, you may want to try that one and keep that one on, because if you send it over to my Good Tech Arms one, I have to forward it over to, because I'm on 2 different machines.
Right.
So.
And that was the original one that first night you were on that worked for you that night. But yeah, this is I'll use this one for sure. I might even send you one here quick when we go off the air, just to get one out there. So hopefully it auto pops up next time.
Yeah, there you go. That works.
All right. So, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. You guys out there in the chat, I appreciate you sticking with us. If I will have a video or two coming up here with this scope mount. Just real quick, if you've never like I did, I never put a scope mount on myself. So as easy as it seems, maybe there's a little trick or two that I can teach you. And after that, mounting a cheap old scope on this and maybe taking it to the range. So keep your eyes open for that. And in the meantime, if there's anything you guys want to talk about next week, shoot me an email. And until then, I'll see you. Thanks a lot. Bye.
All right, have a good night.